time is that?
Hey,
I was tripping up Roger Goodell. I apologize.
happy draft night.
Yeah, really, brother. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you? I think we timed this pretty well. I mean, the first 4 picks are in now. And really no surprises. But what did I say the other day? I'm just here for the trades. Right off the bat, we got
right.
One.
Yeah, really.
It was crazy. Cam Ward, no surprise, goes number 1 to Tennessee. And before the network could do all the bells and whistles and talk him up, boom. The Browns.
It's like
Browns and the Jags.
Adam Schefter has my dream job. Just sit around, look cool, look on my phone, and say, "Hey, check this out. You want to do this?"
Yeah. Which phone? He's got like 30 of them.
For every team.
One for every team, right?
Right.
So the Browns traded away their number 2 pick, dropped down to number 5, which they're on the clock now. And the Jags moved up to number 2 and took Travis Hunter. Holy hell, right?
Uh-huh.
Travis Hunter, to me, I mean, my God, he's a two-way player. He does just about everything. He's really smart.
Right.
Football IQ. Really, really good trade. So, Jacksonville, they got what's his face, Liam Cohen from Tampa Bay as their offensive coordinator, and you know what they're trying to do now. Pairing him with Brian.
Who picked number 4? I must have missed that.
The New England Patriots. Well, number 3, Abdul Carter,
right,
best edge rusher in the draft, went to the Giants. The Giants need help on their offensive line, but you got to take the best player available.
Well, the Giants have made so many quarterbacks, they don't need them. Who's this Campbell dude?
Will Campbell, offensive tackle from LSU. The Patriots also need an offensive line, so good move. I won't pretend, let's not pretend we know everything about these players because we don't.
We don't.
We don't watch.
This is the time. If you want to go old school, this is the time you take out your old Street and Smith's almanac and you flip through that, and they'll explain it to you.
Yep. So the Browns are about to announce their pick here, Bruce. The pick is in. The Cleveland Browns. Do you think they took Shedeur Sanders, quarterback?
You think you want to play? No, the thing is, though, I'm sorry not to like Shedeur Sanders because he's trying to act all that stuff like that because he'll show that room showing, no, I'm too good to show up at the draft type of thing.
Right.
So
you don't like it when they don't go?
Yeah, it's like stay in your lane. Calm down.
Maybe he just hates Green Bay. No, I'm joking.
Thank you. Yeah, right.
So knowing Cleveland here, they're going to take a quarterback, but they're probably going to take the wrong one.
Look at that beautiful stadium. I mean, how can you not like Green Bay?
By the way, they put up a stat before that Don Hudson is the only player in NFL history that has, what was it? I forgot how many.
400 touchdowns and 10 interceptions.
Thank you. That's what it was. 400 touchdowns and 10 picks. And, well, we're going to see if Travis Hunter can top that, right?
He'll probably top that in like his 4th season. I mean, he'll top within 10 years. He'll top that. That's my prediction.
So you think he's 40 touchdowns a year? That's crazy. He can't do 40 touchdowns a year.
No, I mean he'll spread. Okay, 15 years. 15 years.
Yeah, he'll get the 10 picks like in 3 years.
If he plays against Cleveland, he'll get the 10 picks in 3 games. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
or the Giants.
Well, he's playing in the AFC South, so
right. Look at that. Look at that crowd, bro. I've been to Lambeau and I'm just like freaked out.
Yeah. People must have got there at like 9 a.m. because I can't imagine the gridlock.
It's a town team. It's like right in the middle of, what's the brother upset for? Oh
Who?
yeah, well, they're showing 3 people.
Which
Oh
channel?
man,
Which
I'm
channel?
watching it on What am I watching? I think I'm watching on ESPN.
Yeah, same.
The pick is in Lambeau Field. So what a cool stadium.
So they got
Okay,
this.
here it comes. Here it comes.
Well, I bet they took Shador. Nope. I see who they took already. Online.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
That's interesting. It's really interesting. Mason Graham, the Steelers were looking at him.
He looks like a big dude.
Nose tackle. The Steelers were looking at him. Yeah. That might have been a block the Steelers, fix up our interior move. They had 2 for 1, 1 rock for 2 birds.
Right.
Wow. So they didn't go quarterback.
Well, who is their quarterback? Because
Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco.
Oh, Flacco's not bad. Flacco's not bad.
But he's 4,000 years old. I'm gonna refresh Adam Schefter here. Let's take a look at Adam Schefter. See if any news is breaking here. Carolina has been fielding calls about trading the number 8 pick, according to Adam. That's interesting.
No, wait a minute. Who do they have in Carolina? They have a good quarterback. They have Bryce Young, so they don't need a quarterback. Who's on the clock now?
On the clock now, we got the Raiders, and they already picked. Pick is in.
There you go, Shador Sanders.
You think? No,
well,
they just put Geno in town.
Right. But yeah, wait a minute. Pete Carroll is not known as what you call it, offensive guru because they're gonna
go line. I say offensive line.
Yeah, because they want to predict. Is David Carr still there? Derek Carr. I'm sorry.
No, he's with the Saints.
Okay.
They got Geno Smith.
Oh yeah, Geno and Pete Carroll like best friends, so everything will work out that way. Okay, let me. Oh, we might. Let me see. Oh, okay. It's such a small town. It's so funny. Like right in the middle of a neighborhood when you go to Lambeau. It's like going to Yankee Stadium. Because if you do an aerial shot of Yankee Stadium, it's like, oh, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's like, no, it's not.
Well, it's in the concrete jungle, yeah.
Yes, and it's so freaky. See that? Okay. ESPN.
Where the Marlins play, that's out in a rural neighborhood. That place is crazy.
Are they still? Oh, are they still playing there?
Yeah, Lone People Park. I went there not last year, the summer before. I couldn't believe I got off and I'm like behind school buses, and it's in this little neighborhood. It's so bizarre.
Where the Arizona Diamondbacks is like 2 blocks away from my uncle's office in Phoenix, Uncle Gene's office. He could walk there to the stadium because it's like plopped right in the middle of the actual downtown area of Phoenix.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a pretty cool stadium, but swimming pool. Look at the Brown fans; they have so much hope. Until
it's funny you say that. I give the Browns fans so much credit because, I mean, talk about getting abused as a fan. It goes all the way back to forget the John Elway comebacks in the 80s and whatnot. Then, they move. The team gets uprooted from them. And then they have to, they hold on to the branding, which was a smart move. They get a team back 5 years later. But this Browns 2.0 has been a disaster.
For me, I think the Browns started going downhill when they made that famous play called Red Right 88, because that game was in the bag. I mean, they only had to do was kick a field goal. And Vertigliano calls a Red Right 88, and Brian Sipe throws that interception. I mean, I'm just like, I remember watching that going, really?
The Browns.
I remember, I don't know.
Since Jim Brown.
They haven't been existing. I mean, they haven't been good since the coach was Paul Brown. So,
yeah, they had those years. Bernie Kosar, they were all right. But
I love Bernie Kosar. He has the greatest throwing motion I've ever seen. Bernie, throw the ball. Hold on. I got you. And the way he would stand behind center was like totally. He wasn't upright. He was like leaning to one side, if I remember correctly.
He kind of had a 3/4 inch, not a sidearm totally, but a strange 3/4 inch delivery, three quarters delivery.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Pick is coming in. Austin Genty. Holy shit.
Looks like a little tank. Looks like a little tank.
Oh, he is awesome. How come it didn't refresh on here? Let me refresh this page. Wow, Austin Genty. Well, I think they realize now their biggest mistake was giving away
Sean.
Josh Jacobs, letting him go. Josh Jacobs was awesome for you guys last year, and
Oh yeah. That was a big mistake.
Lost the franchise running back. I mean, that was stupid. And he proved that maybe they thought he had nothing left in the tank or too many miles on him, but he proved last year that he did not. So,
oh, here's a little tank. Oh yeah, there you go.
Boy, now the Jets are up.
There's that craziest field in football.
Oh, Boise State, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do this not as much anymore, but I would hate to go to a Boise State football game stoned. Dude.
Everybody. What do you think the Jets are going to do?
I don't know, but what's up with the field, man? Why is the grass blue, man? No, the Jets, they don't need a quarterback.
Do they? I mean,
no,
they got
Justin
Fields, but I guess they can go with him for a year. Next year's the quarterback draft.
Right.
They'll probably go either O-line or a pass rusher. I'm thinking the Jets.
Uh-huh. Well, you could tell. I love my people. Yeah, okay, Roger. Yeah. Okay, Roger. Okay, Roger, that's enough. Roger. Okay. Back away.
He's got that whiskey drunk
face. Yeah, it's like, oh. It's like the Foster Brooks hug. So
he was hanging on because if he lets go, he'll fall.
Hold me up. Okay, cameraman. Okay, are we good? Okay, thank God. Okay, we're good.
Check the old Adam Schefter again. Let's see. Did Carolina move that pick? Yeah. New running back for Vegas. Blah, blah, blah. No.
They're showing Emmitt Smith. I was not really a big Emmitt Smith fan.
Me either. I think a lot of Emmett's success came from the line.
Right.
Anybody could run behind that line.
Mm-hmm.
But Genty, he's got power and speed. And he catches the ball. This guy's really good. That's interesting that the Raiders did that. They clearly are making up for letting Jacobs walk.
Mm-hmm.
Pick is in for the Jets.
Why do I hear the chant, just end the season already?
No, that's the Steelers fans doing that.
Mired in mediocrity.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But didn't okay, I want to know where he got my great grandmother's glasses.
He looks like he's like 12 years old. Genty.
I know.
That's a good pick.
Oh, you already got the pick?
No. I'm talking about Genty to the Raiders. I mean, that's a really good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Carroll had beast mode back there in Seattle, and now he's got another one in Genty. Put him with Geno to rebuild that offense a little bit.
Right.
Well, we got a comment. We got a comment here from Edson. Jets got to go offensive line.
Oh.
They want to recreate the Lions.
Edson already knows the picks. That's right. He's just like, he's not going to tell us though, because Edson's got that little psychic, like Back to the Future mind, something like that.
Traveled back in time to find out what's going on.
Right. Oh, my butt. Lambeau Field, beautiful place. But so how are things going while we're waiting?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
here. I'm just like, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's been an interesting week. I'll tell you about it off air. It's been very interesting.
Oh, mine's been hell.
Oh wow, how's
A lot of
wait? Hey,
traveling
when you? I'm sorry, I totally spaced. When you going to Phoenix?
next month.
Okay, you have to tell me
That's it.
when so I can get in touch with my cousin.
Yeah, I have
Now,
one day off of the 2 weeks.
you're
One
going to
day,
Phoenix for you going to Phoenix for 2 weeks
pretty much. Yeah,
in the middle of what month?
May.
You better bring some serious sunscreen. That's when it's
I
starting to get toasty.
I won't see the outside.
Okay.
I'm gonna be stuck in a hotel ballroom editing 14 hours a day.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
I don't get to see the outside. I get one day off. That's it. That's it. So yeah,
Well, you got to find out who the Diamondbacks are playing. Maybe you can see a game.
they're playing the Rockies,
Oh
and the
wow.
Rockies and the Rockies right now are 99% Hartford Yard Goats. So it's like watching the Yard Goats play in
Oh, that's
Arizona.
right. I remember you saying that last week. Only thing I'm worried about now is my basketball team because it seems like Jason Tatum is like a severe bone bruise. I don't know what happened, but he got upended or something like that. I don't know who did it to him.
Jeez.
I don't know. And everyone's going crazy about the Capitals. And it's like, please, please, you have this one. Let's make it work this time. I don't know.
Now, the pick
So
is for the Jets. I wonder what it's going to be.
if they pick Shador Sanders, let me see. I'm looking down the track.
They're not. I don't think they're going to pick Shador. You were right the first time because they got Fields. They'll try Fields for a year and see what happens.
And the next pick is Carolina, and they only a quarterback.
Yeah, they're on the clock. So unless they make that trade at the last minute, that Schefter was. So Schefter said here, Carolina has been fielding calls about trading the number 8 pick. That was 12 minutes ago.
Okay.
But no word on a trade. And of course, I'm just here for the trades. Got
Okay,
one
here
right
we.
away. I can't. What am I supposed to do? Pretend I know about all these players? Because I don't.
This is called BS 101. It's sounding really good.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
That's what we do in the media, smoke and mirrors.
That's right. Who?
Harmon Membo. Yeah, offensive line. Edson called it. Membo. We got the Membo. Thank you, Edson.
Thank you, Edson.
The Jets sent out a
Psych.
memo. We got it. Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna? I mean, the Jets. I mean, their quarterbacks have been under siege for years. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's funny because you look at the Jets and the Giants. They have like the exact same set of needs.
Right.
You know, they're the lines of scrimmage are a huge problem.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback problem. Carolina
Well,
picked already. Holy crap! The Saints are on the clock.
do the Saints need who's the Saints quarterback?
Well, it was Derek Carr, but he's hurt.
Oh.
So
Uh-oh.
they might go Shador Sanders here.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Same color scheme? Want to change clothes? Everything looked good and like
And it's lined up perfect for after 1 year of rough season. Dion comes in to take over as head coach.
mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
That is
Nothing new from Shefty. Let me check Rappaport. Reload Rappaport.
that's an interesting proposition.
Yeah. Jets new brass Darren Moogie. You gotta love that. Moogie. And Coach Aaron Glenn picked number 7, building block Mizzou offensive tackle Armand Membo. Okay. The fact that Carolina picked so quickly after threatening to trade this pick.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know. They could use a wide receiver, I guess, right? Adam Thielen's 100.
Mm-hmm.
Deontay Johnson didn't work out for them at all. So
Mm-hmm.
they might. I don't know. Whoa, what's going on with my mic?
Only thing I know is they're showing the recap of the Jets picks throughout the years. It seems that guy, I'm turning in my season tickets forever. They're done. They
Forever.
stink. Forever. They're done. They stink.
Oh man, the Jets. The Jets whiff on so many picks.
Not as bad as New England did, though, back in the day.
They had a good draft a couple years ago. I remember Edson and I did a draft recap the
Mm-hmm.
night for first round, and that was the year they got Garrett Wilson and
Okay.
who else did they pick up in that draft? Sauce Gardner. Like they had a great draft. Their
Right.
first, they got 3 picks in the first round, and they picked up a defensive lineman. I think was the third one, but they clobbered it. And it really did actually work out for the most part. So that was
I remember.
The
I'm
Jets.
sorry.
That's the one year I remember the Jets not totally swinging and missing.
Mm-hmm. I remember in '83, after the Redskins won the Super Bowl, they had the 28th pick, and they picked this guy named Darrell Green. Everyone's like, "Who is Darrell Green? Who's Darrell Green?" First game of the season, Tony Dorsett breaks through the line, and all of a sudden you see his blur go flying down the field, catching them from behind. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's Darrell Green. Okay, now we know why we got him."
The Jets took Kenny O'Brien that year.
That was a super draft with all these great quarterbacks. I remember correctly.
Yep. And Ken O'Brien probably would have been much better if he played on a team that had a more robust offensive line than the Jets. Because I mean, didn't he set the NFL record at the time for sacks? He got the crap beat out of him.
I think that was before the New York sack exchange. They beat Miami one game in overtime, like 51-45. And him and Marino were throwing touchdown passes all over the place.
Yeah. Saints need help everywhere. They'll probably go edge. Edson thinks edge for the Saints. I think quarterback.
I don't know. I mean, the Panthers pick is in already.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the commercial on the TV, so they're waiting this one out. All right, looks like Schefter has 3 new posts. Let me refresh him.
Where can I find Schefter?
I'm on right here on my screen share.
Oh, duh. And you're talking about me being drunk. I guess so. Okay.
Yeah. No, so he's just talking about the Jets pick and it's their offensive line now. And interesting. Well, Vera Tucker was very good last year for them. So, and the center, Jim Tippmann's really, they're smart. Aaron, smart. Trying to, you got to fortify that line. If you don't fortify your line, what's the point of anything else?
Oh yeah, that's the most important thing.
Exactly.
Unless you get a quarterback who gets a massive ego, thinks he's all that, like Mark Rippon did after he won the Super Bowl. I mean, they had the great offensive line, only allowed 7 sacks. Rippon's like, I want more money. We're like, you only did one thing. You've been there for 1 year.
The line made him.
Right.
And he was such a pedestrian quarterback.
Right. I don't know. Oh, I'm looking at the trade list.
According to Kuiper says the best player left right now is Shedeur Sanders. So
why does Kuiper always look like he's fighting himself while he's speaking?
And why is he always wrong?
It's like this. How's it going, Bill? Well, the thing is, though, I know what's going on, and the thing is, though, I'm having a fight with myself, and I know what's going to happen because I have just that look at my phone. I got the stats. It's nice and complete. Everything's good. Hello to Edson. What's happening? What's going on with you? Fight the power. I'm like, what are you saying?
Yeah, he's his mock drafts. I don't even know why people bother. All right, here it comes. The pick is in. Good luck with the first name, McMillan. How about Tet? We'll call him Tet.
Call him T.
Yeah.
What's
T.
up, T?
Yep. So I was right. They went wide receiver in Carolina because they've got a 1,000,000-year-old Adam Thielen and nothing else. So that was a good move. Give Bryce Young a target. Kind of figured they would do that.
Well, they do. I mean, you said Thielen's been there forever, right?
Well, Thielen was with Minnesota forever, but he's been in the league for a long time. He's like 30. Let me look him up real quick. Adam Thielen. I can't spell his name. Thielen. There it is.
I think it's PH something.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
TH something.
I narrowed it down for you, brother. What are you doing to me?
That's awesome.
Or something.
Yeah, he's 35. He's 35. Born in 1990. So he still made. I mean, last year, I remember the game they played Atlanta. It was the Penix Bryce Young shootout. It was right toward the end of the year.
Oh, Penix surprised me a lot this year. Especially that game against Washington. He looked so comfortable back there. He's on the tight football too.
Thielen made like 3 or 4 one-handed grabs in that game. It was insane.
That's one thing I miss that you really. When I was in Phoenix, you do not know anything about college football at all because everything is California oriented. Because Arizona State's not really that good, U of A is not really that good, and you're in the desert, so that's the only thing they talk about.
Right. Well, that and half the population of Arizona are California transplants.
Oh yeah, we used to have a contest. It was like, oh, where are you from? Oh yeah, okay, fine, yeah, we know where you're from. Oh, while we're waiting for the next pick, check this out. I told you I was going to be on the air at 8:30 because I was going to go to my church meeting.
Yeah.
I had to stop somewhere in Springfield on the way down, so I went by Springfield Mall and there was a sign saying how far it is to and the traffic, how far it is to Woodbridge, which is the next town down. 9 miles, 45 minutes.
Oh,
I'm like, I texted them. I said, I'll see you guys Sunday because everyone. I don't know what's going on, but it's like both sides of the Beltway were backed up. 95 South was backed up. It took me. It usually takes me 5 minutes to get home from work. Today I was in the same area. It took me half an hour to get home from work.
Same here. I got home from North Carolina Tuesday night, somewhere around midnight, and I'm flying down the highway because it's midnight, and I get to Hartford, and 5 of the 6 lanes are closed.
Oh wow!
It took about an hour to get home. Normally it's about a 30-minute ride, and then I had to be in the Hartford area the next morning. Same thing. It took over an hour to get there. It was traffic everywhere. Every route was backed up. And then I had to take surface roads, and I hit like this one stoplight like 8 times because the line was so long.
Mm-hmm.
Right when I'm about to go through it, the car in front of me stops at a yellow like an idiot. And then this pickup truck with a 20-foot trailer attached to it goes into the 4-way and gets stuck there. It's like, dude, you cannot do that if you have that big. You got to wait until you can get through it.
Right.
So he's sitting in the middle of the 4-way now through all these light changes because he's stuck there until enough cars move. Talk about this is why I don't carry a gun.
This PSA has been brought to you by the GeekTime TV because we don't inform you about we always inform you about movies, pop culture, and now traffic patterns.
Yes. No, it's
it's bad.
It's a combination of this is when the sawhorses come out. They start patching the roads and repaving roads and whatnot. And because it's springtime, people put their windows down and start driving like maniacs.
Only thing I know about springtime is all the cherry blossoms are out, and my eyes I look like Mr. Magoo. My eyes have gotten so big with my allergies.
Burning. My eyes are always stinging and burning. I'm putting drops in them constantly. All right, they're showing the Saints war room here on ESPN.
Yes.
I'm saying they're going quarterback, man. I'm saying Sanders.
The color scheme's looking good. I told you, color scheme.
Vegas gold and black. Here we go.
Here we go.
What did the Saints do? This is dramatic. Wow.
I think Shador is like alienated a lot of people.
They went O-line. Wow. I mean, Edson's right. They need help everywhere, as he said here. But wow. I'm surprised with their starting quarterback probably missing the season that they didn't go quarterback. That's crazy. All right, now that brings the Bears up at the 10th pick. We're already at the 10th pick already.
Oh, before we...
Edson
all right. Go ahead.
Edson predicts a tight end for the Bears. Pick is in. All right, let's see what Shefty says here if anything's going on.
R.I.P. Mongo. That was a big one yesterday. But he was so sick.
How do you look at this? This is what people in Boston do. Will Campbell is from Monroe, Louisiana. Bill Russell was from Monroe. I'm sold.
Oh wow. One is a goat, the other one might be a jackass.
That's a bit of a reach, but okay.
No, I mean I love Bill Russell, but Bill Russell's
that's what I mean. Like that all of a sudden what this guy Will Campbell is gonna be. I mean, Bill Russell is probably the greatest NBA center of all time.
He's the greatest, in my opinion. I mean, I love Bill Russell because I think I grew up in the era of my father would talk to me about Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell. I think the reason I like Bill Russell is he made everyone on his team better.
Right.
He was the greatest team player. That's why people get so mad at me when I say this line. I get yelled at because I said, I hate Michael Jordan. I hate Kobe Bryant. And they're like, they're the greatest. I'm like, no, they're not good team players. It's all about them. And
I don't know on Jordan. Debatable on Jordan. Because when he left for those couple of years there, they couldn't, all the players around him were not who they, like Scottie Pippen's a perfect example. Like people thought Scottie Pippen was almost as good. And then when Jordan was gone and it was Scottie Pippen's show, this is what happened.
Oh, this should be good. This should be good. A Bears. Here we go. Hold on.
What the hell is this? What is this? Are they Bears fans?
What are they doing with filler?
Schedule release.
Is it now? The schedule release is coming out now?
No, it's in May. They're probably announcing the date or something. They made that into a TV event. Getting the schedule. How is that a TV event? I don't care about it. I just checked the website the next day. Okay, here's when the Steelers are playing. Like,
yeah, really. I think, in fact, I see a road trip in our future, brother. Hold on. This might be happening. Might be happening.
What, Green Bay, Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I think it's happening this year.
Yeah. The Steelers aren't worth my money right now, though.
I got a friend that one of my contacts at work, he has season tickets to the Steelers. Oh. He's always bothering me. So I'm on
the wait list.
I
know
they're
not championship caliber teams, so I could care less about spending my money on them.
I put Nick the day he was born on the wait list for the Redskins.
Really?
And the day they started going downhill, we get a notice. Your number has come up. Nick looked at me and goes, no.
Yeah, it's looking that way now, Edson. I think, how many teams, I got to look, but how many teams need a quarterback now between 11 and 21? Probably not many.
Go Pack, go, baby. Represent right here. Packers, baby. All the time, 24/7. Hi, Edson. Missed you, bro.
Maybe Seattle. Seattle would be the only other team between now and 21 that would need a quarterback. So we might end up with Shedeur in Pittsburgh. Who died?
Mongo.
Oh, really?
Steve McMichael. Yeah, he passed away yesterday.
I didn't know that.
And he played for the Packers. Last year, he played for the Packers.
He was awesome. You ever see that documentary, the 30 for 30, about the 85 Bears?
Yes.
Yeah, he's...
Oh, speaking of something crazy.
Well, hop in if you can, Edson. We'll be on until the end, so...
Check out the book I just got.
What is that? Hold it up a little higher. All I can see is the top corner.
It's called The Most Entertaining and Influential College Conference in College Basketball History. The Big East.
That's right. You told me you had that on reserve.
Yeah, I can't wait to read it.
That's awesome.
Great. The thing is, though, you and I can appreciate it because it's like, we remember in the beginning how crazy, because it was like, even though I work nights on Friday nights, Monday nights, I would try to stay up, at least watch the beginning of games on Monday, on Crazy Big Monday, because they were so good.
I know.
So good. And this...
we always end up waxing poetic about the old Big East.
Yep. Right.
All right. Who'd the Bears take?
Here we go. Moment of silence is over.
Maybe the Bears taking a quarterback.
Colson Loveland, a tight end.
Edson called it. Look at
Edson's like 5 picks ahead of us. I think he's cheating.
I think he's got the sports almanac. He found it in the DeLorean. Biff dropped the sports almanac and Edson picked it up.
Again. Edson, what's up with you, man?
That makes sense. The Bears are going to be...
I think they're going to be halfway decent.
I think they might be actually very good this year. They still got to protect Caleb a lot better than they did last year. But let's see. I'm just here for the trades, and we had
they play right.
Nothing.
They do play Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
Schedule releases Wednesday, May 14th. Well, if your buddy has season tickets and we can get in for a decent rate. I just know I'm going to watch mediocrity on full display, so
I'll be there. I'll take you to Permante's, get you a really good meal so you can just like drown your sorrows.
Yes.
Sorry, brother. And after that, we'll catch a hockey game between the Penguins and the Bruins, and you can drown my mediocrity.
Oh, please. The Penguins are just as bad. They almost had identical records this year.
Right.
Yeah. Colston Loveland. All right. Well, that's a good pick for them. 49ers are up now.
Open message. Okay, this is from my church group. Let me see what they said.
Yeah. Would have predicted the NFL would be efficient and have a trade before you got on. I know. The trade was announced before they could play up Cam Ward. They announced Cam Ward. They start celebrating it, and all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, trade, stop everything. Poor kid, he's the number 1 pick overall, and it's like, yeah, get out of the way. There was a trade. Hey, congrats on that first overall pick. Now get out of the way.
There's a I wish Edson was here. I mean, I want to see Edson because I know when I start waxing poetic, he is going to look like, damn, you're old. Um, in 72 or 73, there was this guy for the Atlanta Falcons named Dave Hampton. And he was the first Atlanta Falcon to run for 1,000 yards. And so he got his 1,000th yard, and they stopped the game. They gave him the ball. They gave him a presentation right on the field. There was like, Dave, come out. He goes, no, I still feel good. Next play, he gets a loss for 6 yards. So it ends with 994. And the next year, he gets close again. I think he ended with 995.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. But
they stopped the game.
What was his name? Dave Hampton?
Yes.
That was back when they only played 14 games. 1,000 yards, it meant a lot more. Now it's like, a backup scrub can get 1,000 yards by accident now. 17 games, you put the guy in, you can almost get between 50 and 60 yards a game and hit 1,000.
Right, but I just love. I guess if I can find you the video, I'll send it to you. They stopped the game, gave him the ball and everything.
Oh, man, that's so funny. I'm looking him up now. I'm trying to find his stats here. He was traded. He was traded to the Falcons in 72.
Oh
yeah, here it is. Hampton surpassed the 1,000 yard. Hampton surpassed the 1,000 yard rushing mark during the Falcons' final game of the season against the Chiefs.
Right.
As part of a planned celebration for the Falcons' first ever 1,000 yard rushing season, the game was paused as Hampton was presented with a trophy and the game ball for his accomplishment. However, he was tackled for a 6-yard loss on the following play and ended the season with 994 yards. He had
I'm sorry.
In 1973, he had another chance to get a 1,000-yard rushing season, but ended up 3 yards shy.
Right.
Oh, that's horrible. Then he missed 1974 due to injury and rushed for 1,002 yards in 1975.
It said I'm going to retire now. I'm done.
You got the NFL comeback player. That is awesome. You couldn't write something like if you put that in a movie, people would be like, "This is too stupid. This could never happen." That is.
I know.
Oh my God. That's great, Bruce. I never heard that. That is funny.
I remember. I mean, this is like Edson. I'm showing my age again. I remember watching This Week in Pro Football, and I'm like, "All right, cool. What just happened?"
You know what? I've got these DVDs of like all the Super Bowl. It's like, those 30-minute Super Bowl, John Vicente.
Yeah. Right.
On the DVDs, they have an hour-long recap of the regular season for all the teams. I wonder that would probably be on there in 72.
Let me see if I can find it.
How could it not be on the DVD that he felt he got the 1,000 yards and then?
All right, I'm going to look it up right now. If I can find it on YouTube, I'm going to send it.
Why did they not take him out of the game at that point? He only had one more play. I mean, that's awful. That is hysterical. That is really funny.
I know. Isn't that funny? Dave.
That's funny. Dave Hampton. Wow. He's still alive. He's 77. He lives in Akron, which is where the Hall of Fame is.
Oh, here it is. I got it.
The true football story is about
Hold on.
traveling long distance.
Hold on.
Through a maze that leads to.
What's that, your Harry Potter audiobook or something? All right, 49ers pick is in. It's funny. I hear your TV, Bruce. You're like,
you hear it now?
Well, you're like a second ahead of mine. There's like an echo.
Okay.
Wonder what the 49ers are going to do. I wouldn't have maybe wide receiver.
All right. Very nice. Okay. Shut up and.
This is a running back deep draft too. They might go running back because
That's what they were saying. I heard that today. They were talking about it's like it's only running back.
But a first round, I wouldn't waste a first round pick on a back unless it was like Austin Gentry. You have to, but okay, they took Mikael Williams, edge rusher. Wow.
Oh, so okay, you're getting it from Shefty probably.
Oh, you just sent it to me. Thanks. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. It only takes a minute, so you can watch it during picks.
That is awesome. Yeah, the website was ahead on that one. Wow. I'm going to check Shefty and see if there's any trades cooking here because I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I'm just here for the trades.
Yeah, really. If I ever go to a NASCAR race, oh, you like to race? No, I'm here for the accidents.
The crashes, right? So the NFL schedule release party / broadcast / worldwide event will be on May 14th.
Uh-oh. I just had a horrible thought.
Dallas?
What do you think?
Well, they're not going to take a quarterback because they just gave Dak that huge deal. If they were going to go quarterback, they would have traded Dak already. They would have moved him to somebody
But think about it. Who's the owner?
No, he said he's going to make some splashes. He threatened it anyway, but
Okay, think of this though. It'll be a package deal. Sanders and Sanders in 2 years.
yeah.
I'm being serious. Think about it.
That early on, I thought that might happen, but not now. I mean, the trade would have gone through already, and it says pick is in. Cowboys pick is in, so I don't know what they're going to do. They're a mess. Their whole offense is CD Lamb.
Right.
I mean, they're a mess. I don't know. That's why I thought Jerry would make some trades to collect draft collateral and get more picks because he's got to rebuild the whole damn team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do here. Maybe go edge rusher.
Well, they got whatchamacallit, what's that name? The guy, what's his
Penn State. Yeah.
Their linebacker in Dallas.
Yeah. What's his name? Parsons.
Oh, Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons, number 11.
Yeah, from Penn State. He's really good. But
George has got a good defense too, so you might have to pick up some more people during the draft.
George is always loaded, man, especially on the defensive side.
I
can see that, Edson.
What do you say?
CD Lamb is the whole offense. He said Jerry wants a receiver. Yeah, I wouldn't, I think you can get a good running back on day 2. I don't think anybody else should burn a pick on a running back the rest of the way. We'll find out. Here comes the chimes. The chimes at midnight. What does Dallas do? Okay,
Who's he blocking for?
For what's that running back? Rico, what's his name?
Rico Suave. I don't know.
What's his name? Can't think of his name. Yeah, they're probably going to go skilled positions in the second and third rounds. That's my guess with Dallas. Like they got to fix that. They got to fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a world-class pass rusher, a world-class wide receiver, and a really good quarterback. I'll stop there with Dak. He's really good, but Dawdle. Thank you, Edson. Beyond that, there's not a whole lot there. So you got to build the offensive line. You got to build the Redskins, the Hogs, man. You got to build the offensive line.
Oh, you put the helmet on now. You put the hat on now. Put the hat on.
All right, it's Edson's team now. Miami's on the clock.
Shedeur Sanders.
No, they're going to go. I don't know now. Are they going to keep Tyreek Hill? Remember, he wanted out, but then he said he'll stay. Like, what would Miami?
Tyreek Hill's got to pay some of those parking things. I mean, those his problems he's got with the police.
He's always got problems with it. Yeah.
He's got like 17 kids and 17 baby mamas. He got to take care of some business.
Right. Right.
I still.
I'm
You talking
surprised.
about?
I'm surprised that Jerry played it that smart and took a good guard because Jerry wants to make the splash with the skilled players all the time. You know.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was saying Shador Sanders. That's why that was my pick.
For Dallas.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Yeah, but he gave Dak the big deal. Like you can't do that. But I thought he'd go for like a wide receiver or something splashier than a guard. But that was smart. That's a smart football move. You can never go wrong with offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm. That's when the Redskins picked up this guy named Jim Lachey. People were like, "Who's that?" And he's like one of the best offensive linemen in history.
Lachey was amazing.
Right. He took care of Rippon and Seisman's blindside and Doug Williams.
Yeah, the early '90s there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Tyler Booker. What's up, Booker? How you doing?
It's a big boy.
You get big dude.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see who's picking after this.
It's the Colts. After Miami is the Colts.
Okay. While you're waiting, check out that video.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to email it to myself and we can watch it here.
Okay.
Miami's probably going to go offensive line too.
They have to.
They should. I don't know. They just lost what's his face to Jalen Ramsey on the back end. Nobody's taken a defensive back yet.
Is Jalen Ramsey gone, or is he still talking about it?
Who? Ramsey demanded a trade.
Okay.
Happened, I mean, you can't really count Travis Hunter as a defensive back. He'll play that position, but not, not a starter. He's going to go in to make third downs and stuff like that. They're going to use him very carefully.
Okay, and now in important things, Florida has beaten Tampa Bay 2-0. Florida leads the series 2-0.
Nice.
Toronto and Ottawa are tied 2-2. 6 minutes left in the third period.
Did you watch? I was watching on my flight home the other night. The Panthers, Tampa Bay. Holy mackerel! Did they kick the crap out of them? Was
it like 6-2 or something like that?
Yeah, it was so lopsided, and it was funny because Tampa was out shooting them at one point, like 18-3 or something crazy, and they were winning 1-0, and then boom, 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 like Florida just started. Holy.
That's what the Capitals did against the Canadians. It was just like they were like buzzing around the net and they couldn't score until who?
Yeah,
Alex Ovechkin.
Twice. He's got the overtime winner too. The I was watching. What was the other game one that was lopsided? Oh, the Hurricanes Devils.
Mm-hmm.
It's like after 2 periods, the Hurricanes had outshot the Devils like 40-12.
Okay. Here's one for you, Edson. Here's another one. 1 year, I think it was 90. I think you and I are talking about this probably in college. The Bruins played against Quebec up in the Garden, and the goalie for Quebec was, why did this name pop in my head? Ron Tugnut. If that sounds,
he made 70 saves.
Yes, it was 77 shots on goal.
Yes. And he stopped, I think, 72 of them, right?
Something right. Like it was a 3-3 tie. I remember that because you and I were talking about it in school.
I'll never forget that. Ron Tugnut. And he was a backup goalie. He wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
I do remember that because I remember us talking about it the next day. I said, "Did you see this line?" You said, and we're both like, 77 shots on goal.
Yeah. That was crazy. Crazy.
I mean, I gotta look up that line and see if I can find it on my phone.
That's when the goalies were not like they are now. They're like between 6'3" and 6'8". These just monsters. They, spread out and take the bottom of the net away. Ron Tugnutt was all of 5'8", probably 5'9".
Mm-hmm.
They played that stand-up style where they were kind of flopping around like a fish, and it's crazy.
I think my favorite all-time goalie, because he scared the hell out of me, was Ken Dryden, because he went to Cornell. He was big. He was 6'3", and people were like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, and then right behind him came Patrick Waugh, who invented that butterfly style.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And who do we have to cheer for the Bruins? Jerry Cheevers. We lost. We're done.
So they have Tugnutt listed at 5'11". He did not look 5'11". He looked short. I think he's more like 5'9". They pad the stats all the time in these. Here it is, but he stopped 70 of 73 shots in a 3-3 tie with the Bruins, March 21st, 1991.
I remember that. That was sick.
Unbelievable. So what's this video you sent here?
Okay, check it out.
All right, here we go.
Where's the sound?
You don't hear it?
No.
Oh, hang on. Why don't you hear that? All right, let me check into that. Hold on. Oh, I know what I can do.
All right, let's see what Edson's pick is first.
I know what I can do. The Dolphins. Kenny Grant.
Okay.
Tackle.
Okay.
All right. I'm trying to get this thing here to work. Reopen. I'm trying to get that video.
Okay.
No. So a D tackle in Miami, huh?
Yep.
All right. Download. All right. I hate, I have this software that I pay a license for to be able to download stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Websites like YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And where the heck is it? And it just did an update, and then now I'm logged out. It's like, yeah, I hate that.
Okay.
No, I got it though. I got the video.
Okay.
So let's see. Colts pick is in. I'll wait till the next gap in time.
Okay.
All right, Colts. What are the Colts going to do? I mean, are they going to go with Anthony Richardson for real at quarterback?
What is he's spotty? If I remember correctly, he has a good game. Then he has a bad game.
He's a mess. And remember last year he was like, "Oh, I'm hot and tired. I don't want to play anymore."
Oh yeah, yeah. It's hot outside. I can't play anymore.
Yeah,
man, you're getting paid to go out there and play football.
Maybe he talks to Deshaun. He's like, I don't have to play, and I'm getting paid.
Yeah. Hey, Evan Kaplan, you have my job. I know more about sport. I've forgotten more about sports than you'll ever know. You would just sit down and go away. Just go away.
He's like 14 years old.
Oh, really? It's 10 o'clock. Do your parents know where you are?
They don't have Flacco in Indianapolis anymore, so I don't even know what their quarterback situation is right now beyond Anthony Richardson. Oh, we see what they did here. Tyler Warren, tight end. Wow, TV's so far behind. That happened quick. Oh, what happened here? We can't have the Schefter feed crash. Here we go. Wow. I didn't even realize this as we're going along. Kenny Grant, who Miami took, is the third Michigan player to go in the first 13 picks. That's crazy.
They were a monster team 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. They were still good this year, but all right, let's see. What's this telling me? All right. Falcons are on the clock.
Perfect.
Good team. Good time to play the video. No.
Next strange but true football story is about traveling long distances on a treadmill through a maze.
Why'd they get Vincent
that leads
Price
to a place
It's perfect because he's talking about strange things in the NFL.
It's nothing but a mirage. In 1972, Dave Hampton accomplished a feat that no other running back in Atlanta Falcon history had ever achieved, a 1,000-yard season. Hampton, number 43, was a swift and slashing runner whose explosive burst netted him 930 yards through 13 games. He gobbled up the remaining 70 yards in the last game of the year against the Kansas City Chiefs. In a warm and touching ceremony, Hampton basked in the glow of a running back's highest honor. But a sudden rash of injuries forced Hampton to re-enter the game late in the fourth quarter.
Oh, that's why he had to go back in.
A 5-yard loss erased the footprints covering 1,000 yards and etched a sad footnote in football history.
Oh, that is awesome.
It's just wrong on every level.
That is so awesome. And then, you know what? I'm glad we played it right then because look who's picking. The Falcons.
Right. That's why.
I didn't even connect that.
I'm looking at the hockey game we were talking about. Ray Bork had 19 shots on goal.
Oh, my God. So that's a team total sometimes. That is funny.
Yeah.
I marry it. That guy.
Ron Tugnut had every right to be tired after the Quebec Nordiques game against the Bruins at Boston Garden on March 21st, 1991. Tugnut finished the night with 73 shots on goal. Used a stick, gloves, pad, assorted parts of his body to keep all but 3 out of the net. Tugnut was 23 in his 4th NHL season with the Nordiques, who were on their way to finishing last in NHL with a 16, 15, and 14 record, 46 points.
Jeez, 46 points for the whole year.
Right.
Wow, they were bad.
Here's the breakdown. Let me see what we got. Yeah, here's the breakdown. Okay. Boston took 17 shots on goal in the first. And 25 shots on goal in the second. That's insane. At the end of the game, Cam Newton said to Tugnut, "Take a bow in front of the fans. We all love you." And Tugnut did.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But that's not the record. The record is Sam Leprosty of the Chicago Blackhawks, who made 80 saves on 83 shots on goal against the Bruins on March 4th, 1941.
What is it with the Bruins? Whenever they play somebody,
they get a little attitude.
Well, the goalie on the other team's like, no way, baby.
We're not playing the same. No.
3-3 tie.
3-3 tie.
Holy crap! What are the odds of that? That the two to 2 games in NHL history, the most shots on goal. We're both 3-3 ties with the Bruins.
I have no idea.
That's nuts. Sports has all kinds of weird oddities like that. You know, these symmetries and mathematical, parallels. It's just so weird.
It just makes no sense.
Think of all the teams and all the players over all these years. I mean, every one of the major 4 sports are like 100 years old. In some cases, over 100 years old. And like, that's just nuts how there's like these symmetries. It's just crazy.
I think, to me, I'm not sure if I want your opinion. I want your opinion on this. You follow hockey. I think the purest hockey games that you can watch are still the original 6 hockey games when they play against each other, like Montreal, and Boston, New York, Chicago, Detroit. Because that's, to me, with these new stadiums, when they played in the old, like the Forum, the Garden, the Olympia Stadium, Maple Leaf Gardens, it was like real hockey because it's like these places were around for 5,000 years.
Yeah, they're legendary. Yeah.
But now it's just like Shedeur Sanders still number 1.
It's still the best available. Damn it, he's gonna be a Steeler. I feel it. Poor Mason get rolled again.
When's Pittsburgh picking?
21, 6 more picks.
All right, I think I'll
look. The Falcons don't need a quarterback. The Cardinals don't need a quarterback. Cincinnati don't need a quarterback. Tampa Bay doesn't need a quarterback, and Denver does not need a quarterback. Seattle arguably does.
I know somebody that one of my best friends from work who lives in Salisbury, North Carolina. Hi, Robin. She's like, I'm not even watching this crap. All right, so I'm going to stay up until your team picks. We'll watch my team pick because I think there's like 21 and 23 for us, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're 23. Yep.
Now, wouldn't it be interesting if the Packers? No, who's the Packers backup? Oh, they got Pitts. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, and where are the trades? I'm just here for the trades. I think I'm saying there's going to be a lot of trading. It looks like a lot of trades might go down tonight. And one happened right away, and then that's it.
Oh, you'll love this. I heard through the grapevine that that famous video where Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be like the greatest quarterback, and he was kept on showing him in the green room looking around, and people were saying he's great, he's got the ability, but he's got the worst attitude. He's got like such an attitude problem, so that's why he went so far down in the Packers. Said, "All right, we'll take a chance on him, see what happens."
Yeah, he's a narcissist for sure. I don't want him in Pittsburgh. I could care less about Aaron Rodgers.
What'd your coach say? He said something today about Aaron Rodgers.
He said something to the effect of whatever he decides is not going to affect our draft.
Okay.
Well, my phone is blowing up with my Steelers thread. All the people I know are all Steelers fans, and they're all like, "Oh no, we're getting Sanders. Oh no." Yeah.
Where's the draft being held next year? I gotta go. We gotta go.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Road trip.
It'll be a nightmare. It'll be a nightmare. Bringing 200,000 people into the. All right, what'd the Falcons do? They took a linebacker. Jalen Walker from Georgia.
You can't go wrong with Georgia's defense. You cannot go wrong with their defense.
I know. How many is that now? 1, 2 from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 2 from Penn State, 2 from Georgia, and 3 from Michigan in the first 15 picks. Three schools have taken almost half the picks, over half the picks.
That's crazy. Of course, he's wearing Georgia colors.
Yeah.
Oh, he can stay home.
That's right.
Oh, wow. He can stay home.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so are you
Cardinals.
gonna put this on mute after the Steelers make their pick? If it happens that way, you don't want it to happen.
Put what on mute?
What you gonna say if they pick Shador Sanders?
It's getting pretty obvious. It's been obvious for a while now. When he didn't go in the first 5 or 6 picks, let me go back up here. I mean, you might have thought the Giants might have taken a shot. Cleveland might have taken a shot. When he was slipping, when the Saints didn't take him, it became apparent that the only team left who really needs a quarterback would be Pittsburgh. Oh. To me, it feels like a reach again, like when they took Kenny Pickett in the first round.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't who was the quarterback before Roethlisberger?
A whole bunch of them.
Well, I just remember somebody was really offended and saying, "Why are you taking Ben Roethlisberger?" He's like,
"Oh, I thought that was a great move."
Because I know some people were just like, "Are you kidding me?" Because he went to Miami, Ohio, and people didn't know about that school. I think.
Yeah. No, I like that pick. I was mad at them 5 years earlier when they picked Plexico Burris instead of Chad Pennington, and I was like, "Why'd you do that? You need Chad Pennington, and now you just set us back 5 years." And it took 5 years before they got Ben Roethlisberger, so it did set them back 5 years.
I think Chad Pennington, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated quarterbacks I've seen in a long time.
If he played anywhere else where he wasn't getting the crap beat out of him like he did in New York, his throwing shoulder got ripped up like 3 times. My favorite thing is when he went to Miami and Brett Favre playing for the Jets and Pennington beat the Jets.
I think he beat him bad too, if I remember correctly.
He did, and it was great because it was just they dumped him after he got the crap beat out of him. They dumped him for Brett Favre, and washed up old Brett Favre, and then he just stuck it to him. That was awesome.
And if you remember correctly, with Chad Pennington, his biggest quote unquote cheerleader that really liked him. Who was that? We thought was a good quarterback. What player was it?
Cheerleader?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss.
Moss loved him because they played together at Marshall. He said, "You don't realize what a good quarterback he is." He said, "I do because we played with him for years."
That's why I wanted the Steelers to grab him. And I think if he played in Pittsburgh with a better offensive line, he has potential of being a franchise quarterback, I think. But we'll never know because the Jets got him.
And right now, Chad Pennington, I think he's doing a radio show.
Is he?
I think.
Pick is in for the Cardinals. I can't believe there hasn't been another trade yet.
Here we go.
The night started with such promise, and it's turning into a dud. Oh, my God. Did you see this? Look what Schefter... Jalen Walker becomes the first player from the University of Georgia that the Falcons have taken in the first or second round since 1966.
Let me see if I can guess who the other one was. Is he a well-known player? Or does it say?
They didn't say.
Oh.
Just the first time since 1966 that they took a Georgia player that early. That's crazy.
The only thing I remember about I still remember watching Herschel Walker playing. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's unbelievable.
Herschel Walker was phenomenal. I was so mad when he went to the USFL first.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man. And then he goes to the Cowboys to make it even worse.
and then the famous trade.
Trade of all trades, yeah.
Trade of all trades. The ultimate trade.
That was nuts, man.
And people are like, are you serious? And I guess Jerry had his faculties back then.
Yeah.
He was
Jimmy Johnson put that package together, and that's back in those early days, Jerry trusted Jimmy Johnson.
Oh yeah, they were like roommates in college,
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
yeah. Then it's soured, but whoa! I thought they're gonna go receiver.
Well,
Wow.
they got Harrison.
I know. Yeah, but wow. Okay. D tackle. I mean, that's fine. Arizona, they had a decent season last year. I mean, they exceeded expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
they're a year ahead of schedule, I think, as far as their rebuild goes.
mm-hmm. They got a pretty good coach, and if their quarterback Murray can stay healthy,
Yeah.
they'll be halfway decent.
Yep.
But that's asking a lot.
Cincinnati on the clock. What's Cincinnati gonna do? Cincinnati's got so much money tied up in 3 players.
Right.
They can't even sign what's his face back yet. The pass rusher. I keep blanking on his name. Hendrickson.
Free agent Tyler Lockett is signing a 1-year, $4 million contract with the Tennessee Titans.
Where'd you see this?
I'm looking at a thread.
Really? Tyler Lockett. God, he's 4,000 years old.
So you got my note about Saturday, right?
What happened Saturday?
If we're doing anything on Saturday, I can't do it because I have to go to a funeral.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear.
You remember I told you about my buddy Keenan that I grew up with? It was Paul and Keenan.
Yep.
Keenan, yeah, I told you he lost his brother the first of the year.
Yep.
Well, he lost his mom 2 weeks ago.
Christ.
So
this year's been brutal.
Yeah.
Just one kick in the dick after another.
Right.
It really is.
I like the way that rhymes. I never ever heard it put that way. I like it. Can I borrow that?
Take it.
Oh, Toronto beat Ottawa 3-2 in overtime.
So they got a 3-0 lead now? Or 2?
2.
2. All right. I want to see Ottawa. I like Ottawa.
And Minnesota's beating the Vegas Knights 2-1 the first period.
Good.
And St. Louis is beating Winnipeg 1-0 in the first period.
Oh, that's interesting.
I like that kick in the dick. That's like that's like flows. Well, no, I'm gonna be probably a different way. It's sort of forget it. You can't do it. Okay.
So Edson.
Oh, here we go.
You know, the only upside is if Shedeur comes to Pittsburgh and they struggle, Dion will be the head coach in Pittsburgh.
It's a package. I'm telling you now, my brother. I'm telling you now. It's a package deal.
Yeah, they'll put Tomlin on notice by bringing him in because Dion's right there lurking. Yeah. That's the only upside.
The thing I love about Pittsburgh is like if you go through all the coaches in the NFL and the ultimate compliment. All right, guys, how many coaches have the Pittsburgh Steelers had since 1969? 4.
2.5.
2.5. My favorite you played it. We were doing our football show. Coach, you're white. Shut your damn mouth.
Wow, I liked finding those.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
I'll try to find more, this year. It's I have to watch a lot of stuff, but I find them. That's what I look for, those little sound bites, those are fun.
Oh yeah, and Tomlin's always good for a sound bite. And the best part is though, Tomlin, he's from around here. I think he went to William and Mary, and Tomlin always looks at you and his eyes get bigger.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's like,
so
what are you thinking about?
What is Cincinnati going to do here? I'm curious. They can't. I mean, they'll probably go defense, right?
Oh, That's the thing they have to, because they got the offense all figured out, and the defense gave up so many points.
I know. It was Hendrickson and nobody else.
Right.
They'll probably go.
All right.
I don't know, linebacker, nose tackle. I don't know what they're gonna do.
With the net first pick, I mean, Cincinnati's pick is going to be mentioned by Mr. Perfect. No, don't put him out there. No. And Pittsburgh will be mentioned by Antonio Brown.
Crazy.
So they'll start fighting on stage.
Antonio Brown.
I told you, my boy Dave said ever since Antonio got that hit, he's lost a little bit of his brain matter.
Oh yeah, definitely. He said Antonio kind of said so. Every year he posts a picture of that hit. He says,
"Oh wow,
haven't been the same since." Every single year he puts that up.
Oh my god!
He didn't get his neck broken on that play. It was insane.
I remember watching it with my boy Dave, and he almost went through the TV screen ready to fight somebody.
Perfect was such a dirty player.
And I like this.
There was
no my shoulder.
There was no need for it either because Perfect was a really good player. He's just
dirty.
A trade? Oh, do we have a trade? Is that what Shefty's saying?
Okay, so he's talking about pass rush help.
Yeah, because all they got is Hendrickson and nobody. They need to. Can they get 10 people in one pick?
The Cowboys did it. Why can't anyone else?
Good God, right? Pick is in.
Oh, I thought Goodell was waiting for an announcement. There you go. Smart pick. Smart.
Edge rusher. So they're going to try the bookend thing.
Yeah, they have to because all their money is tied up in offense.
Yeah. Well, and that's the only way to hide your deficiencies on the back end is you need a pass rush. They have no time to set up a play,
Right.
You got to hide your corners that way by getting more pressure on the quarterback.
Is Edson still on the clock?
I believe he is.
Okay. Is Edson made a pick about where he wants to go, or he's just like he's just letting the chips fall where they may?
He picked defensive line for Cincinnati.
Okay. No, I mean actually, is Edson on the clock? Is he like in what's his name's best available? Is Edson like one of those best available players? Anything like that this year?
Edson?
Yeah, is he playing? Is he coming out? Going in the draft this year, or he's gonna like hold on for a couple more years until let it percolate or something like that.
Yeah, he's gonna play out in college for a while. I think he's a 5th-year redshirt
again
for the 3rd time.
Yeah, 3rd time.
Yeah,
brother, where'd you get that outfit from?
Oh, I thought you were asking me. It's just a T-shirt.
No, I'm just wearing my Packers outfit. I'm like, what's this guy wearing? Like he got his from what's the name of that company? That Waste Management or something like that?
Yeah. That is one reflective green suit, man.
I know. I want to get picked by the Packers, man. Yeah. That's me, man. Yeah.
What's cool with this kid, he's probably like, this is great. I get to play with Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and there's no pressure on me because the whole defense is hot trash.
Right. So I'm good.
He's not expected to come in and change their fortunes overnight,
I'll tell you who looks good is who picks him? Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
He went to Penn State. Did he go to Penn State?
Yeah.
He is fast. I mean, he looks.
He's like Micah Parsons again.
He wears the same number, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. That was a good pick. The Giants had to do that. I mean, those 3 were clearly the 3 best players. You got to do that.
I heard. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm just jelly that Jacksonville got Travis Hunter. That kid's awesome. That kid he's phenomenal. But I'm glad Cleveland didn't get him.
The Bungles.
Yeah. Cincinnati. So what are the Seahawks going to do? This is arguably the last team that could possibly take a quarterback before Pittsburgh. I'll die if they pick Shedeur. That would be awesome.
Well, I'm looking at down the list. I mean, everyone needs a Pittsburgh scares me because they need a quarterback.
They're desperate
for your sake. You're right.
We got Mason Rudolph, and I like Mason. I don't think he's ever gotten a fair shot. But he's also in a division with Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and, well, Cleveland. But
as he trails off, Cleveland.
They could win. They could win 9 or 10 games with Mason Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they do draft Shedeur Sanders, it doesn't mean he's going to start right away. And if he does, they're probably going to win 9 games with him. So who knows?
Why do I hear Mike Tomlin saying this? We pick Shedeur Sanders. Splash. It just say splash at the end. Splash.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They had him in about a week or two ago. And after he came to Pittsburgh and met with the Steelers, rumor had it was Tomlin was in love with him. Just absolutely.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Wow. Seattle went offensive tackle.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Yep. North Dakota State. Gray Zabel. That's a great name for a football player. Gray Zabel.
North Dakota State. I only know one player that went to North Dakota State. That was
Edson Gomes. No.
What's that guy's name? I can see him. He was really good for 1 year. Then he broke his leg, and then now he's bouncing around the league. Oh, I can see. Oh. Okay, Keith, help me. He's the backup to Mahomes.
Oh, Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz went to North Dakota State.
Did he?
Yeah.
I just remember Carson Wentz had all that like hype and promise, and boy, oh boy, he's gotten progressively worse.
He broke his leg. He broke his leg against the Rams on a Monday night game.
I remember that.
And ever since then, because the Redskins gave him a huge contract, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's going to be the greatest."
Oh, he was so bad when he played for Washington.
Right.
And he's just gotten worse. He's relegated to backup now. He'll never start.
Mm-hmm. All right, Tampa Bay. They don't need a quarterback.
No, I mean, they are aging at receiver. Their receivers are still good. Mike Williams was awesome this past year, but they're getting old. I mean, maybe they go receiver here.
Who's the one that blew out those tackled wrong and he missed 5 games?
The other guy. The other I can't think of his name.
But you know what I'm talking about, right? Right.
Or two. God damn it. Drawing a blank. It's so weird as you get older, you just can't retain so much useless information anymore. It just there's no room anymore. So some of it leaks out the other side of your head.
Only thing I do is retain water. And that leaks out. See, I was going to say something incredibly wrong, and I hope someone's not listening to this. But
it's on the internet. I'm looking. I'm drawing such a blank.
I know. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, me too. Godwin.
Right. Chris Godwin.
Just it's right there on the tip of my tongue. I'm like,
right.
No, the other guy that wrecked his ankle.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
And you could always go O-line defense. If you're Tampa.
It was so funny. I was talking to my mom a couple years ago, and I said to her, "Mom, I need." She asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I said, "You know what? You know I love to read. I like to get like an almanac because I used to collect almanacs, sports almanacs, and everything growing up, and like information police. I would read those." And she said, "Okay, hold on for 1 second." She goes into another room. She goes, "Okay, what are you talking to me on?" I said, "My phone." She goes, "That's your almanac. You can find anything you want to on this phone." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, you're right,"
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah. Who would have thought 30 years ago, right?
Really.
Oh,
I,
crazy.
I'm just thinking about what kids that are like under the age of 5, what they're going to see growing up.
I know. Now that I'm looking at Tampa Bay picking right now, I'm just reflecting back to 3 years ago when
Right.
Baker Mayfield was a free agent, and I was screaming from the hilltops for Pittsburgh to sign him, and they didn't do it. Pittsburgh wouldn't have to draft Shedeur Sanders tonight if they
He's
had
still relatively young, if I remember correctly.
Mayfield. Yeah, he was the number 1 pick in 18. He's 7 years in the league, 8 years now. Just hitting his prime. He's awesome. He would have been perfect in Pittsburgh, and he would have had to play the Browns twice. And you know what? Revenge factor. They dumped him for the serial sexual assaulter. Seriously, that was a big whiff. The Steelers have been a joke with the quarterback situation. I was yelling in 17 or 18, you have to have a plan for Ben. He's going to retire soon. You've got to do something. And they just ignored it. And I've seen this before. This happened in the 80s after Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true, Edson. He's getting paid.
He's getting paid
Until 2029. Deshaun Watson. He's like the luckiest guy in the league.
Right.
Well, look at Aaron Rodgers with that baby face.
Yeah.
Kill Aaron Rodgers. He's 41, right?
Right.
He looks like he's 10 years older than me, and I'm 15 years older than him. He talks about like how he's Mr. Health, and he's like, he knows better than anybody, and and he looks like shit.
Yeah, really. Yeah, go back in that darkness retreat. I mean, what are you talking about?
I will laugh if because he thinks he's such a hot commodity that people are lining up to get. I hope he ends up nowhere this year. They force his retirement. That'd be hysterical. Because I don't know who would want him at this point.
Green Bay doesn't want him. Jets don't want him. Minnesota doesn't want him. See, why are we showing prime time and no one cares because no one's picked his son yet?
That's why he's dropping down this is what happens when a guy who should be a top 10 pick starts falling down the board. They start going, oh, what's going on? Like Dan Marino did. When Lamar slipped all the way down to the last pick in the first round. How about Geno Smith? He went on the second day. Remember that? He got up and walked out. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. What Tampa Bay do? I'm going to hide the up too late. I couldn't hide it in time. They went wide receiver like I thought.
Oh, they did.
Mecca Ibuka. Yeah. That's a good pick. He's supposed to be really good. Really, really good. That's their successor to Mike Williams. See, like a good franchise starts thinking ahead when their superstar is getting old. You start thinking, let's get his successor in here while he's still here. Not like the Steelers did with Roethlisberger.
Right.
They let him retire and then went, okay, now we need to figure out a plan.
Is it your turn? Oh, okay, pick it. Oh, Buccaneers, then Pittsburgh, right?
And then the Steelers. Yeah. So the Broncos.
Okay, I'm nervous for you, bro.
Wonder what the Broncos are going to do because their defense was savage last year.
Yeah, because after they got beat by Miami 70, 80, was it 72-42 or something like that?
72-14 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Edson's game of glory.
Yeah.
But then again, Edson probably predicted it because he talked to future Edson, and future Edson said, "Watch what's going to happen in a couple of days."
I'm guessing they're going to probably try to protect Bo Nix a little better and go offensive line here. Maybe running back, maybe a running back. They don't have much of a running game in Denver.
Well, whatchamacallit's like offensive minded. He's like a guru, Sean Payton.
Peyton, yeah. He might go for like a Swiss Army knife kind of player like he had with Taysom Hill.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Taysom Hill. I like Taysom Hill. He's
shift around and use it in all different positions, maybe.
Right.
They're going to go offense because they need a more dynamic offense. Their defense is already like freaking awesome. So this will be interesting. Edson says, yeah, they won a playoff game in 25 years, so you got to love those 70-point games. Ghost of Don Shula.
Miami Dolphins pick Earl Morrow. I'm sorry. Bob Greasy's still on the clock.
Yeah. Denver, boy, I'll tell you. That's another one. That's a team that turned it around really fast. Like nobody expected what happened last year. The fact they made the playoffs with the rookie quarterback and whatnot, after being so bad a couple of years with Russ Wilson on the team.
You think he was overwhelmed, or he was just like, I don't know how would I put it.
Wilson?
Yeah,
I think he, much like Rodgers, just thought so highly of him. He came in overweight, out of shape. They and they bent over backwards for him. They gave him his own office. Like, I think he alienated half his teammates before he even stepped foot in the building. It was just a bad match. And then, Peyton came in and he was just like, get this guy out of here.
Right. Yeah. He's like, it's time to go.
He didn't have a bad year with Peyton.
He got better as the year progressed, but I think he alienated a lot of people, like you said in the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they picked him for the last 3 games.
Edson, what team are you picking? I mean, what team are you hoping to go for? I just want to see Edson on the clock. I mean, he's pretty impressive at times. He can make that Delta 6 hat work and stuff like that. I mean,
wow. Look at this post from Schefter.
What does it say? I can barely see it.
Buccaneers offense. Let me zoom it in. Buccaneers offense now includes Baker Mayfield, Bucky Irving, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Emeka Egbuka, Jalen McMillan, who was very good last year, and tight end Cade Otton, who's awesome. They are.
And the thing is, though, Tampa Bay doesn't get enough credit for their coach, because I like Todd Bowles. He's just like steady. He's just like go out there and play.
I was a little surprised because he didn't fare as well with the Jets, but he definitely fits better with this team. And they play hard.
Yeah, because Todd Bowles is like that when he played for the Redskins. He's like that.
Yeah. Edson says Chargers.
He wants to play. Okay.
He wants to get drafted by the San Diego Los Angeleses.
Yeah, because he wants to be on TV on SoFi. That's why. Edson's going for that SoFi connection. I know Edson. He's no fool.
Prime time SoFi games.
That's right.
Yeah, the Jets ruin everyone is right. All right, Denver's pick is in. The Steelers are on the clock. Oh, my God. I thought there was no way in hell Sanders was going to last till 21st. I was like, I don't have to worry about them getting him because he ain't going to last that long. Here we are. I don't know how I feel about this. The circus comes to Pittsburgh. Boy, oh
okay.
Boy.
Okay.
Boy. First, we got to see what Denver did.
How can you see your picks early? Because I could wait.
Look at the screen.
No, because it doesn't.
Look at the screen. I'm screen sharing the draft tracker.
What's the draft tracker on what? With
NFL,
thi-
NFL.com.
Okay.
Yeah, it jumps it by like 20 seconds or so. I should hide this and just will go by the TV.
Yeah, hide that. When Pittsburgh picks, hide that.
Oh, well, I think it's going to be pretty obvious to. I think even my mother just texted the Steelers are taking Sanders, and she knows nothing about football.
I put my emoji up on my Facebook. Go Pack, go! My mother writes back, "That's my boy." I'm like, "That we you want?"
They're trying to sell it on ESPN. They keep showing him as the best player overall, over and over and over again. Oh boy. Broncos,
Okay.
They might take him. Matthew Golden, wide receiver.
What is up with that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory looking outfit?
They're trying to
Yeah,
outdo it with who's more gauche.
Okay.
Oh boy, Denver's pick is in. No trades, man. I can't believe we're at the 21st pick and there's no trades except that first one. Let's Make-A-Wish kid.
Mm-hmm.
Have to draft for a Make-A-Wish kid. All right. I'm going to scroll that.
And now the latest Make-A-Wish kid, R. Keith Larson.
Uh-huh.
I would like this to be my wish. Pittsburgh, don't even freaking think about picking Shador Sanders.
Yeah, too late.
Thank you.
Man. Too late. It's a done deal now, baby. All right. He's announcing the Broncos are gonna be pretty damn good.
If they go back to old school uniforms.
I agree. I hate their new uniforms.
Okay.
They went
Here
deep
we
in.
go. Yeah, they got
Wow, corner. First corner taken. If you don't count Travis Hunter anyway.
right.
That's interesting. Their defense is already really damn good. Wow.
Okay.
Shut down corner in Denver. Maybe. Of course, every one of these kids could end up a bust, but oh, here we go. We know what this one is. Can we skip to the Chargers?
We have a trade. Now you get your trade.
Oh God. Let's see.
Don't look. Don't take it off NFL Network and just let it play on TV.
I'm looking at Schefter's tweets. I can't believe there's been no freaking trades, man. This is crazy. It's still on the clock. Like the Steelers don't know what they're. Geez, who should we take?
3 seasons have passed since Ben Roethlisberger's retirement, but Pittsburgh is still looking for a legit quarterback.
Yep.
And Najee Harris might opt out to get younger on this interior defensive line, with Cam Hayward heading to his age 36th season.
How old is that? Najee's already a Charger.
I'm just reading NFL draft news.
Oh, that probably was posted. I mean, my God, Najee's been a Charger for a month now. I can't believe the Steelers are letting the clock tick down here. Like they don't know. It's obvious what's happening here. You're not fooling anybody.
With a comment.
They're all pretending like, oh my gosh, do you think the Steelers might take a quarterback here?
Like, Pittsburgh's pick is in.
Pick is in. Oh boy, here we go. They're taking Dart. That would be even worse, Edson, or Jalen Milrow. If they do that, I'm gonna smash my. If this stream goes off, it's because I broke something in a rage. if they pick, look, take Sanders if you're going to take anybody. There's only
Where's
two.
Tomlin?
He's on the phone right in the middle in the jacket.
Oh, there he is. Tomlin's in the corner.
Oh, no, there he is. Okay. They got him. They got Sanders. Tomlin might have just signed his.
If they take Dart, I think someone's going to have a baby, and it's going to be you.
If they take Jackson Dart, I'm going to smash things. I'm telling you. Do not take Jackson Dart. I'd rather have Shador because maybe Dion will be the coach in a couple of years.
Here it comes.
Oh boy!
Don't look. Let the crowd. Let the crowd talk for you.
I'm gonna have a loose stool here.
I'm gonna have a loose stool.
Well, it doesn't matter what quarterback they take; it's not going to change this season. If anything,
okay. I've decided that Mel Kiper is Richard Nixon 25 years ago. Look at that hairline.
Hair by Owens Corning Fiberglass, by the way.
Right.
Here we go. It doesn't matter whatever quarterback they take here; they're going to take a step backward.
Okay, don't say anything. I just want to hear this.
Are you shitting me?
Where'd you get that guy?
They did the right thing. They did the right thing.
Is he worth the admission?
Yes. This is the guy they've been missing to clog up the middle. This is why they got gashed on the run. This is why they gave up 300 yards rushing to Derrick Henry in the playoffs. They haven't had since Casey Hampton. They haven't had a big body in the middle. I'm shocked they didn't go quarterback. I am stunned. I'm floored. They didn't go quarterback. That tells me they're going to go with Mason Rudolph or Aaron Rodgers. Let the chips fall where they may. And next year, with the draft in Pittsburgh and a quarterback deep draft, they will get their man. Now they might take Milroe or Dart in the later rounds if they're still there.
You think whatchamacallit is going to make it through the first round, not being picked? Sanders.
I know they wanted Grant Edson, but this guy was their 1B. They talked about this guy up and down, so this is a good move. I'm sorry, what was your question?
I was going to say, do you think he's going to last through the first round with not being picked?
Sanders, he might because, well, let's go. The Chargers are up next. They don't need a quarterback.
Packers don't need a quarterback.
Minnesota doesn't need a quarterback. Houston doesn't need a quarterback. Rams might. The Rams might think future because Stafford's really old and he threatened retirement this year. So Rams. Ravens, no. Lions, no. Redskins, hell no.
No way.
Bills, Chiefs, and Eagles, no. So the Rams are probably the only team left that would maybe thinking of their future anyway, bring him in. And they have a dynamic offense and a great coach. So that would be wow. All right. Wow. Woo. I can't believe Pittsburgh didn't take him. I am floored that they did the right thing and that we have to clog up that middle on the defensive line.
Good job.
That is unbelievable.
Because I want to play cleanup on aisle 3.
I think it also tells me that Aaron Rodgers has officially accepted the offer they put in front of him a month ago. They know he's coming. I don't care what Tomlin says that it doesn't affect their draft. Of course it does. Of course it does. He lies all the time anyway, so he lies all the time.
Well, I'm happy for you. I really am, bro. I really am. Just like,
I mean, yeah, we'll see. The kid's still got to come into camp and perform. But it's the right move. That's definitely the right move. I mean, come on, they got killed on the ground. Look at the game against Philadelphia they played. After Russ threw the pick 6, Philadelphia went up by 5 or 6 points, and then got the ball back and ran 21 straight plays. They ran down the field.
Right.
21 straight plays. The Steelers never got the ball back. They held it for like 10 minutes at the end of the game. It was insane. Just couldn't stop him. Steelers also need a running back now, though, because Najee's gone, and the running backs are Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren. That's dodgy, especially with like Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to need a running game to help him out. So they'll probably go running back. They don't have Steelers don't have a second round pick. Now I'm wondering if they're going to trade George Pickens to get back into the second round. Because we got DK Metcalf, so you can trade George Pickens now.
Mm-hmm.
And pick up another receiver in the third or fourth. Get a running back in the second. That's what I would do. I'd get rid of Pickens right now. Right now.
Right now.
Mike,
make a phone call.
What are you waiting for, Mike?
Mike, you're on the clock. Shut up. Shut your damn mouth. Man, those pancakes look good.
Look at that. Steelers pass on. You know what's amazing? These, and I got to stop. Apple cider donut holes from Stu Leonard's.
Oh, I remember Stu Leonard's. That was an experience.
They are out of control. They're so good. Chargers got to go O-line here. Herbert, right? Come on.
I was going to see who my boys pick.
You know what they might have to do? What they might do, though? They might take that receiver Golden, because the receiver they picked last year, I can't think of his name. He was awful. Remember? Let me look him up. I know. Another one. Name's on the tip of my tongue. This is why I wanted Derek here tonight. Derek's an encyclopedia. Derek, if you're listening, screw you. You should be here.
Yeah, really. What the hell? Damn rookie.
What are you, new? Hang on a second.
I think the Chargers are about to do a Minnesota Viking thing. 10 seconds.
Trade half the team for one player?
No, they haven't made a pick yet.
Oh.
5 seconds.
I got 2:30 on the clock over here on the TV.
I'm looking on NFL Draft News.
Oh, okay.
On NFL Network.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm streaming ESPN, so it's probably a good minute and a half behind. Quentin Johnston. Quentin Johnston. Remember they drafted him last year to come in and be in womp womp. Wait, this was his season.
Dun, dun, dun. Wait a minute. This Edson might be picked. I mean, it's late.
Harmon was going to Cincinnati. Yeah.
You never know. Now, I want to see my fans.
Cincinnati went with another edge instead of a guy in the middle.
Now we're going to see. Okay, Charger fans, go away. You're not all that. The best fans in football are going to be picking next. So
the Chargers have no, they should have stayed in San Diego, because the fans they had in San Diego are pissed off and bitter and don't care now. And the LA they could give a shit. I mean, always got too many distractions. It's Rams fans. Everywhere I go, it's 10-1 Rams versus. You never see people wearing Chargers hats or Chargers shirts. When I do, I'm like, yay, go Chargers.
It's like the Angels when they moved to Anaheim.
Yeah,
they said, and it's like everyone's Dodger fans are like, oh, wait a minute, Mike Trout, he's hurt. We have to wear his jersey though. Oh
God, he's always hurt. Speaking of the Angels, how about the Pittsburgh Pirates smacking them around the last 2 nights?
There you go.
Yeah, one hit the Angels yesterday.
Speaking of that,
3-3. Yep.
The Dodgers and the Pirates started series this weekend.
That's right. That's why I said, people were saying that they're going to sweep the Angels and then go get swept by the Dodgers and end up going home right back where they started. Only with 6 games played. It'll be a wash.
Consistency.
That's just it. Yeah.
All right.
Look at this. Bottom of the 4th, 3-3. And a little note on the Pirates. I heard this morning that the last 2 nights was the first time in 3 years that he's had the same lineup 2 nights in a row.
Wow, that is crazy. That is kind of crazy.
manages like the minor leagues. He changes them every night. And actually, if looking at it now, geez, I think he doesn't. It's almost the same.
Bring back Lloyd McClendon.
But he's got McCutcheon in there the third night in a row, and that's huge.
That's good. He's one of my favorite commanders. I think he's underrated. I think he's very underrated.
Well, for 38 years old, I mean.
Oh my gosh, he's that old?
Yeah, he's awesome.
I remember when he played for Philadelphia back in the day.
Yeah, well, after the Pirates, he bounced around quite a bit. He went San Francisco, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, the Yankees. He was all over the place, and then he came back. I'm glad he's going to be a Pirate. But they're saying this might be his last year, and he's like the best player. You got to keep him. Keep him.
You got the best stadium, one of the best stadiums in the league, man. You got to do it right.
Yeah, and just keep paying him. Yeah, but SoFi. Yeah.
SoFi.
So when that schedule release happens on May 14th, Edson, it's going to be like you're going to look at the Sunday and Monday night games, and it's going to be all in SoFi.
All of them.
Now, what they'll do is it'll be one a week, probably. Like this, if it's
they'll bounce it from between San Diego and Los Angeles Chargers, and the Los Angeles Rams will be like one every other week down in SoFi.
And it'll be a Sunday will be a SoFi game, then the following week it'll be a Monday SoFi game, and then the following week is,
and they get really bored to do a Thursday night game at SoFi.
Oh, I forgot about the Thursday night games at SoFi.
That's right.
They have 3 days a week. They'll figure out a way to get SoFi on prime time every single week. You watch. Watch.
And I can hear the words now. You are looking live again at SoFi Stadium.
Remember they did that back-to-back nights this year. Remember that?
It was Sunday night football and Monday night football.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
That's okay. That's a good move. They went running back. I'm surprised though. I didn't think there'd be any running backs in the first round, but it's
do you know who that is?
Yeah, from North Carolina.
Yeah, you know who it is though? That's Dave Hampton's son. He's gonna get 1,000 yards and lose 5 yards in the next play.
Look how you tied that all back together. That was great.
I know. All right, here we go. Now it's my nervous time. Oh boy.
What are you gonna do, Hudson? You need offensive line.
Let me see what I think. We don't need wide receivers. We don't need quarterbacks.
Jordan Love got whacked around a little bit last year. I'd say I'd fortify the line. Your skilled positions are fine.
And we're young.
Solid. Maybe go defense. Maybe a defensive back.
Let's see.
Edson says
that would be. I'd say corner. Oh, wait a minute. We need a cornerback because someone just got traded.
Oh, there you go.
The guy from Michigan might be available. And we need an edge rusher.
Wow.
I think we need
these highlights of this back they just drafted. Jumping over people like Barkley.
Oh, wow. He's carrying people.
Yeah, look at that.
I'd say cornerback or edge rusher.
Yeah, you could use an edge too.
Okay, now I'm nervous. Okay, we don't care about the Chargers. Okay.
Are you going to have loose stool now?
I'm about to, yeah.
Green Bay's going to take Shedeur Sanders.
If Green Bay takes Shedeur Sanders, I will jump through this TV and...
They want to bring the circus to Green Bay.
No effing way.
I do think the Rams are going to grab him. If he drops to day 2, that'll be like all you're going to hear tomorrow is that Shedeur Sanders dropped to day 2.
Right. You will hear that on every sports radio show.
That'll be insane. I can't see that happening. I'll be shocked. I mean, the last time we saw that was Geno Smith when he came in with all that hype and he dropped to the second day.
Look at those beautiful Packer fans. Aren't they just like amazing? I mean, I just love my team.
Those are all the owners of the team right there you're looking at.
Lucky them. I should get some stock in Green Bay. I really should.
It's like $300 for a share.
I'll do it.
I might do it too.
Yeah, I know.
Then we can then you and I can argue as owners of the team.
That's right. And Edson would just look at us and just laugh.
Edson said Tennessee can get Shedeur in the second round. Then they could have Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanchez. Yeah, right, exactly, Edson. That sounds like something that Titans would do.
No, the thing is, though, he'll get drafted by Jacksonville. So he'll have Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders.
And then they'll sign Gardner Minshew and start him instead.
Right. Oh, wait, here it is.
Oh, man. Wow, they're milking this clock, Edson. Bruce. They're milking the clock.
Yeah, they're milking the clock. They're in Green Bay. This is dairy country. Of course they're milking the clock. What are you thinking about?
They did a great job with the lighting outside the stadium there.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm getting tired. Make a pick.
Did you like the thumbnail I made for this, by the way? You know, I'd use the Green Bay colors.
Yes, I'm very.
It's like back in the background.
Mm-hmm. I'm just very happy about that.
Yeah, next year it'll be my colors.
That's right.
Hey, maybe they'll have the draft in Miami the year after. We'd have all three of us will get our.
Yeah, I'm looking kind of pale. I need a suntan. Damn, my fans were maniacal. I have to admit this, and you appreciate this. I think the truest fans in football are Green Bay and Pittsburgh fans because they are so into their team. They're just like,
I'd put Raider fans in there too. Those people are psychotics.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm talking about old school Raiders though, back in the Oakland days.
The Oakland fans, yeah. I won't be rooting for Miami by then. Oh, stop, Edson. You say that every year, and I've known you for like 40 years. He said that 40 times in a row now.
What did Edson say this time?
I'm done rooting for Miami.
He says that every week.
I know.
That's what you should do. Every time he says that, you should put it on a loop and play at the end of the football season. I'm done rooting for Miami week 1. I'm done rooting for Miami week 2.
Like Skip Bayless with the Cowboys.
Right.
Keeps swearing them off and then goes right back.
It's like, oh, I don't know about Mel Kiper. Who the hell is Mel Kiper?
Right. I want to see now, Bruce. These fans are going crazy and everything, and I want the team to pick somebody that they don't want them to pick, so they can all boo them now.
It'll be Shedeur Sanders.
Oh my God! No, they won't do that.
They will.
Why would they do that? They won't do that.
Number 1 fans, baby.
I'm still. Hey, have I mentioned that I'm just here for the trades? There have been one at the beginning, and that's it. And it was the stupid bronze. The bronze in the Jags. 2 teams nobody cares about outside of those cities. Actually, nobody cares about the Jags in Jacksonville. Nobody cares.
Right. You notice how quiet it got? Look at all those people. That is crazy.
Yeah, it's like 150, 200,000 people.
I'm not cleaning up that mess.
I want to go to the draft in Pittsburgh, but my buddy Doug, who's probably listening, Doug talked me out of it. He's like, it'll be a nightmare. It's a nightmare getting in there on game day with 60,000. Imagine that, triple that. Like, oh, that's a good point. You know, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
And Pittsburgh's all bridges.
All right, don't say, bro. Please don't tell me the pick. I just want you're gonna get a natural reaction from me. Okay.
Yep. This is wow. There's a little puddle in Bruce's pants right now.
Yeah. Well,
this was me 2 picks ago.
Right. Transfer. It's called transference.
Yeah. That's the technical term for it.
Yeah, I just thought of that like a second ago. I'm proud of myself. Okay, make the pick.
Wow, they're the home thing. They got to drag this out. They're gonna go. We're gonna take a commercial break and come back with our pick after
the Packers.
Right after this. After these words.
from your local station. Hi, I'm Shador Sanders. I have no idea where I am.
He's got to be pissed now. He knows there's only one more shot.
Right.
I mean,
you look at that. You see Lambeau's almost empty because everyone's probably gone down from Lambeau and got in that crowd.
there are people in Lambeau watching though.
Right.
It's the overflow room for the outside.
Right.
Parking. Yeah. That's insane. This looks like
Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Oh boy.
Dick Clark's rocking New Year's Eve here.
Oh yeah, who they have doing this?
Is this Bart Starr? No.
No, no, he's dead. Mark Murphy. Okay, I'm gonna take off my headphones. Hold on.
You sure that's not Bart Starr? I thought it was Bart Starr. Oh my God. What are they doing?
Right, make the pick.
What are you hoping for, Bruce?
Okay.
You want offense? You want defense? What are you hoping they pick? Oh, they are dragging this out, man. Ah, the old owners thing. Oh, wow. I see what they did. I already know what they did. Wow.
Okay, I can deal with that.
You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
That's an excellent pick. Wow. Wow. Wide receiver, Matthew Golden. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna learn. If you can get some,
I thought the Chargers were going to take him the pick before, but yeah. Wow.
All right.
Hey, it's another target for your quarterback. He's
Yep.
It's can't lose there.
Definitely. All right, my brother. I'm out.
You're
I
out.
get some sleep. I can get some sleep. Work tomorrow.
I'm going to try to take this the rest of the way. I guess I'll go by myself unless someone wants to come in.
Okay. All right.
I will be here. Check the old DMs and see if anybody requested a link. Nope.
Damn damn people. All right. Love you, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Bruce. Talk to you later.
Okay. All right. Edson, take care of yourself, buddy.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Minnesota is now on the clock. I'm going to try to take this the rest of the way unless Edson pops in at the end here. Minnesota's on the clock 5 minutes ago. I don't wonder what they're gonna do. Interesting situation at quarterback, of course, because they still have JJ McCarthy, who's unproven. And Sam Darnold's gone, so that's going to be interesting. I wonder if they take. Nah, they wouldn't do that. It's interesting with Minnesota though, because they were one of the best teams in the league last year, so they're pretty much set everywhere. They might just go O-line here with the rookie quarterback, second-year quarterback, but for all intents and purposes, a rookie coming in. And apparently, they still haven't ruled out Aaron Rodgers, so he still might end up there. I think he's holding out. He wants to go to Minnesota because he knows they're ready to win now, versus a situation like Pittsburgh, which is a work in progress, for lack of a better term. And then you got really nobody else who needs a quarterback at this point. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what they do here. Pick is in. They're going to milk this Green Bay thing for a bit. Let's check Adam Schefter, see if anything's going on. I cannot believe that there's been one trade tonight. So nobody's jockeying for position. I think the two surprises to me so far tonight are the fact that there have been no trades and that Shedeur Sanders is still standing there at pick 25, 4 of 25, with really one more option to go with a team that might take a quarterback. I was convinced the Steelers were taking him, and it didn't happen. I think the whole world was convinced that Shedeur Sanders was going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. It didn't happen. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next for him. If you told me at the beginning of the day that there would be one trade for positioning, and it was early on, it was in the second pick, and that Shedeur Sanders might go on day 2, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have thought you were out of your mind, but here we are. So let me just see. I'm trying to find. There we go. Oops. So the Vikings really don't need a running back or wide receivers. They're set there. They've got like probably the best tandem in the league, wide receiver. They might go a little offensive line though, because we saw, especially late in the year, with Sam Darnold was under a lot of duress. Some of that he brought on himself because he just doesn't get rid of the ball. He hangs on to the ball too long and took a lot of sacks. But maybe, if I was to find any weakness in the Vikings game last year, that could be it. Maybe pick up another linebacker or something. But that's something you can do, over the weekend. First round, you got to fill a hole. And I'm guessing the biggest hole they have is their offensive line, because they don't have too many. That team won, 14 games last year. So we'll see what they got. And they went guard. So I was right. Offensive line. Donovan Jackson from Ohio State. And I think I hear boos. Oh, yeah. Well, of course, they're in Green Bay. It's booing the Vikings, not the pick itself. So the Texans are on the clock. Texans also need an offensive line. That's by far their weakest spot. And they got rid of Tunzel, which is their best offensive lineman. He's gone. So this will be a no-brainer. I'm guessing they're going to go tackle, offensive tackle here. What do you guys think? Anybody in the chat? What do you think the Texans are going to do? And still looking for a trade or something. I'm looking at a Schefter. Here's a source. Hey, we might get a trade. Source: Giants are trading back into the first round. That's interesting. They want Shedeur Sanders. That's what they're going to do. So if the Giants do trade back into the first round, there's where Shedeur Sanders is going to go. That's pretty obvious at this point, I would think. Even though the Giants signed Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, those are not the future. Those are placeholders, for lack of a better term. And here it is. They made a trade with Houston. The Giants are back in. I'm guessing this is where Sanders is going to go, right here at pick 25. So let me refresh this. So Giants get pick number 25. Texans get pick number 34. $99 and a 2026 third round pick. So if the Giants are willing to give up 3 picks to get back into the first round, they're no doubt picking a franchise quarterback or someone they would deem a franchise quarterback. This has got to be Shedeur Sanders all the way. So, hey, I'm just here for the trades. We finally got one. There's nothing worse on draft night when you're watching the draft. There's 2 things that can go wrong. One, your team picks somebody that's just an absolute travesty. And the second thing is you don't get any trades, so there's no drama. And the way the night started, it looked like there'd be plenty of drama. And there was talk for the last couple of days that this could be a trade-heavy draft, and that just didn't play out. So let's see what the Giants do with this pick. They got, a little under 3 minutes to go on the clock. I think there's no doubt this is Deion's kid going to New York. What better place is there for Shedeur Sanders to land in the Big Apple, big media town, big media spotlight? And it sets up for if they have a subpar season, Big Daddy Deion takes over as the head coach, right? But it seems like it's playing out as. And then they can make me look like a complete jackass in the next few minutes, but, we'll see. They just went to a commercial break on the televised draft coverage. I'm going to take I've been doing this for about 2.5 hours straight. I'm going to take a quick little break. I will be right back. All right. Oh, look who's here. All right.
Well, late than never, I guess.
It's not too late. We got probably an hour to go.
That's exactly what you said is exactly what I thought was going to happen. I thought Cleveland or the Giants might come back in to get Shedeur at the end if Pittsburgh missed out on him.
I don't think Pittsburgh missed out. I
don't mean it to say that if Pittsburgh didn't take him, or anybody else for that matter, because the Giants desperately want to make a splash.
Well, and they desperately need a quarterback,
and they want to be relevant again. And
yeah,
but they couldn't take. They had to take that. They had to take Carter or Hunter, whoever fell to them early on. But
yeah. This is
exactly what they're doing. Exactly.
I was stunned that the Steelers didn't take him. I absolutely flabbergasted. I couldn't believe it.
I heard all these reports that they loved him when they did his interview there.
Same. It was trending that way, and yeah.
So yeah, that's exactly what's happening. I'll be shocked if that doesn't happen here.
What could possibly be? I mean,
unless they like another quarterback, I don't know, but
they're crazy. If they put a first round grade on Jackson Dart, or
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe. That's crazy.
I don't know anybody else that they'd be taking at this point.
No. To me, Sanders is barely a first round grade himself. So
yeah, this is going to be exactly this falls exactly where Giants wanted to be. They want to be the talk of the town.
Oh my God!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my God!
Hey, I said Dart earlier, but holy cow!
Are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah, there it is.
This is Kenny Pickett. Now the Giants did their Kenny Pickett. They traded 3 picks for this guy?
There's people who rated him higher. I don't know why.
Oh,
but that is it. That's like shocking to me.
From Ole Miss.
Not that the shocking that's we thought would be a quarterback, but
yeah.
geez.
Yeah.
And I was just throwing somebody out there unless it's another quarterback, and it's like
Jackson Dart. Wow.
I don't know. There's been talk that he was going to move into the first round. So I'm not completely shocked. I'm shocked that they would trade back in to get him. Wow.
You know what's crazy about that?
What a slap in the face that is for Sanders. Holy cow.
The last quarterback they had from Ole Miss won 2 Super Bowls for them against Tom Brady. So,
Yeah, maybe this is,
maybe they have a good vibe.
There
I don't know.
Certain people that I know there's some people that like them. I just heard it this week that he was might move into the first round, but geez.
My God, but everybody still had him behind the other 2.
Yeah, I was saying Pittsburgh get him, but
it was Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe. It was always that order. This is crazy. Okay, that is crazy. So Sanders is still going to fall to day 2 potentially.
Actually, if he falls to day 2, Cleveland would be stupid not to get him.
I agree.
Because they need a quarterback of the future too.
Yeah, they do.
Unless he falls back through all through the second round again for someone else. I don't know what.
It's like I said to Bruce. I don't know if you were listening to the whole thing, but when I said he falls to day 2, that's all you're going to hear tomorrow.
Yeah,
on sports radio is that he fell to day 2. Like,
wow.
The last time a quarterback with this much height fell to day 2 was Geno Smith. Remember that when Geno fell to day 2?
Yeah. Yep.
He got up and walked out in a fit of rage.
Yeah, that's not taken well for someone who's got the spotlight on him. Oh my God.
Yeah, and especially he acted like a buffoon at the draft, got drafted on day 2, and then was awful for the first 10 years of his career.
Yeah. Wow. Damn, I was hoping to make it before Bruce left because I knew it. I told him that it was going to be a wide receiver for Green Bay.
Yeah.
Didn't know which wide receiver. Remember when they played we played with 0 wide receivers in their playoff game? They needed another wide receiver.
That's right. I forgot because they all got hurt. That's a good one too. Golden's a good one.
Yeah, he was like the top one if they're going to get one.
Yeah.
Wow.
I cannot believe they just.
I'm shocked.
They traded up for Jackson Dart. They didn't just. They traded up for him.
I mean,
wow.
This is what they're convinced that this is their franchise quarterback because he's not going to play this year. He's going to, they got those 2 other quarterbacks there for this year.
Wilson and Winston,
and they're hoping he develops and maybe start next year or the year after.
Or unless he pulls like a Bo Nix or something where he's
if they're like 3 and 9 or something,
or that like they did with Michael Penix last year, kind of thing.
But man, this team, this coach and general manager are putting their whole livelihood.
So the Rams, while we were talking, the Rams traded out.
Oh my gosh, another one. Jeez.
The Falcons traded back in. Now they're not going quarterback because they got one.
No.
So the Falcons.
I thought the Rams might get him, like you said. I was thinking exactly what you said earlier, that they're looking for the future. They only got a couple more years left. And they might.
Stafford. Yeah.
But people must really not like something about Sanders, because what the heck?
So Atlanta gets the 26th pick in a 25.
What the heck are they after?
Pick, and the Rams picked up a second round this year for number 46, a first round, Atlanta's first rounder next year.
What?
Wow,
what is Atlanta looking for? It's not Sanders.
They got an edge. James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee.
Okay. That's what they really wanted, I guess.
Wow. That was shocking. That was shocking.
These trades are like,
and the fact that they would give up a number 1 next year for this guy.
They're kind of crazy. I didn't even see him anywhere in the first round. They must really like him.
Atlanta had like 0 pass rush this year.
Remember? No, I understand, but I don't know. Yeah.
But wow. Like, I guess they really like this kid because they knew he wasn't going to be around tomorrow.
Okay.
Because they had, you go back to Schefter's post here.
Wait, who did they get again?
They would have had the number 46. That's 20 picks from now. And they're convinced he's not going to be here 20 picks from now. That's why they had to do it. But, wow.
There was another guy. There was like, what's his name? Shamar. I think Shamar Stewart. I thought he was going to be.
He went already.
Oh, he already went. Jeez, how did I miss this?
Cincinnati.
That's where it is. That right. Because I thought Cincinnati was taking what Pittsburgh. Okay. All right. That's why. All right. They figured they were going to lose out on an edge.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
It's funny because Cincinnati's doing what Pitt, they want the bookends. That's what the new thing, right?
Yep. That is it. Yeah.
But they still haven't given Hendrickson a contract yet. They don't have any money.
Yeah.
They've tied up like 68% of their payroll on 3 guys. On Chase, Higgins, and Burrow. Yeah,
and Baltimore was looking for an edge. They knew Baltimore was going to get an edge if they didn't get in there. So now Baltimore's got to be.
Yep.
I wouldn't be shocked if Baltimore traded
out of there. Because they're gonna. I'm looking at the broadcast. They're gonna eat the whole clock.
Okay, never mind then. I don't know what the heck.
Well, I'm sure they have a backup plan for this sort of thing.
Maybe
but
somebody, a cornerback. What the heck would they want?
Boy, as soon as Bruce leaves, all this action starts.
I think they definitely want a defense, but I'm trying to think who they could get at this point. There's a couple of cornerbacks that are coming. That they
Baltimore, but Baltimore's got a decent secondary.
Yeah, either that or like how's their O line? I thought their O line was good, but
yeah, it is good. Look at what Derrick Henry did last year.
Baltimore's
another team that they're like the Vikings where they're solid everywhere. You just got to find the most efficient.
Yeah. Is there a tight end out there? I know they have.
They might need linebacker. You might want to go linebacker.
Wow. What a! It's like as soon as
edge. You just said it. They wanted. They.
I know they definitely wanted an edge, and now it's like the Falcons really killed them here.
Wow. I cannot believe. I'm still reeling from the Giants.
Me too.
That is insane. That is insane.
Me too.
It's funny. There's a guy at my gym who's a big Giants fan. He was teasing me that the Steelers were going to make a mistake and draft Dart.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. And they got it.
And now they got him. I can't wait to see him again. Yeah.
I mean, Pittsburgh could possibly get another shot at Shedeur Sanders the way we're going. I'm telling you now.
There's talk that they will trade George Pickens to move back into the second round. We don't have a second round pick.
Oh, you don't have a second round, but you could go back in there.
But if we trade into the second round take him in the second round,
I wouldn't be shocked at this point. He could fall as far as I don't know where he's going to land now.
Yeah, I mean, where's day 2?
That's got to be bad. I kind of feel bad for him now.
So
for any player that's.
I feel terrible too because he's supposed to be a really good kid.
Cleveland's there right away. Cleveland's first, and
Cleveland's not going to trade with the Steelers for George Pickens. So
no,
the Steelers.
I'm going to say Cleveland's going to take him.
So the Steelers would have to trade back into the late first round with somebody.
Right.
Would any of these teams want? Yeah, you know what? The Chiefs would want George Pickens. I bet.
Oh my gosh! Now that's a intriguing.
Hopkins is gone,
and the Bills.
Both
the Bills and the Chiefs
could trade him there to one of those two teams, move back in here and jump Cleveland.
Wow. Yeah, because if I can't believe Cleveland was this forward thinking, but they grabbed those another second round pick for this, hoping that Sanders would fall to them. I mean, maybe they hoped.
Or they were looking at Dart or Jalen Milroe. Yeah.
Pick is in. Yeah, either the Bills or the Chiefs. If Pittsburgh wanted it, that they should do that.
That's really their only option. if you're going to move him. Because
Yeah,
the Lions,
Cleveland's got the number 1 and 4 of the second round. They're going to take him.
Yeah,
if he gets there. Come on.
And it's the Browns. You got to jump the Browns. You can't let them do that.
Maybe they're talking now. They're on the phone now. Maybe.
I'm sure. Omar Khan. That's the one difference with the new general manager in Pittsburgh, Omar Khan. He's a wheeler and dealer. He's not like Kevin Colbert, who would draft, try to develop, just try to do everything through the draft. Omar Khan will trade, sign free agents. He's a wheeler and dealer, and he'll move people in and out quickly if they don't work out. Look how fast they ditched Kenny Pickett.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty smart. Not wasting another couple of years just trying to force it.
It was pretty obvious. Yeah. They gave him 25 starts, and it was obvious that he's not a franchise quarterback.
Holy cow. This has now become the most intriguing part.
Like up for most of this draft, it was pretty
chalky.
Right.
Just like
it was just like, okay, everybody addressed their needs. They got the guy they want, right? We're just
other than the trade right off the bat, that I was like, whoa.
When that happened, I'm like, all right, we're off and running. But I'm still jealous that Jacksonville got Travis Hunter, and I feel bad because he's going to waste time on his rookie contract there, I think.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Cleveland, because of being cash strapped, knew that Hunter, they weren't going to be able to keep Hunter for good. Like,
right.
Once his rookie, I know it's way forward thinking, but once his rookie, he was going to demand so much money. I don't know why they give that up. Such a player.
I would have taken him number 1 even.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just amazing.
Oh yeah, I knew it. Safe. I knew it was going to be a defense.
Yeah.
I thought maybe cornerback, but it's a safety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another Georgia player. You can't lose when you take a Georgia defensive player. You just...
Yeah, no. No, the Lions got to go offensive line.
Totally.
Or defensive line.
Or defense.
Because they got a lot of injuries.
Are you allowed to draft a trainer? Because they had so many injuries last year. They should draft a trainer.
They should draft a guy that can play both defense and offensive line,
Yeah, they're loaded. I don't know where you got with these guys. Who did they lose? I think they lost somebody.
I think they lost a couple of guys on the offensive line.
They lost some guys from the defense too, didn't they? They had to have. I mean, we're not paid to track every move every team makes, so we don't know all these things. But free agency came and went, and I doubt they've kept their team intact.
Oh no, they definitely. Wow, I still can't believe the Giants.
I know.
You really dislike that player that much?
I think a lot of teams might be worried because there was no knock on Shedeur Sanders' character or anything.
No.
Or his work ethic. But I think they're worried about the circus because bring his dad along with him. It's not, etched in stone that Deion's going to be right behind him, but come on. Let's face it.
Either that or they're worried that he's been in a type of cocoon being coached by just his father all this time. How does he do when he goes out of that?
I was just going to bring that up.
I don't know.
He's only had one head coach his whole life, and it's his dad. So, yeah.
I don't know. I thought he was going to I was thinking he was going to be good, but
and it seemed tailor-made for the Giants because Brian Daboll is on the hot seat. So if you bring Sanders in and you still can't get anything going in New York, you get rid of Daboll and you bring Deion in, right?
Yep. But Daboll's his strength is supposed to be quarterback development. So
yeah.
You would think too. Yeah. Well, you never know. Before like you said, before the next 5 picks, they could see him coming back. Oh no, they can't. They got Dart.
Jackson Dart could end up this year's Bo Nix. Who knows, right?
So maybe that's what they're thinking. That
Remember last year when Sean Payton grabbed Bo Nix, everybody thought it was stupid.
yeah,
Right? Look what happened. So
they must really like him and he wants to take a chance that he can get him going quick.
yeah,
He's hoping by the end of the year he'll be playing at like Bo Nix level and save his job.
yeah.
Even if they're not like even if they're 500 or just below 500, if he's playing at a level where Bo Nix is playing, then they'll be like, oh yeah, we'll give him another year or another 2 years.
And I think Dart's game is more tailor made for the way Daboll wants to run his offense, like he did with Josh Allen. Like I think he's a better runner than Shedeur Sanders.
Maybe that's what he sees. Maybe that's what he sees.
And I think that's he's a bigger kid, and I think
Josh Allen type thing.
Yeah, a Josh Allen. Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to recreate Josh Allen.
Right. Yeah, and even the two placeholders that he's got there right now, Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, can move. They're not what they were scrambling wise, but they can get out of the pocket.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially Jameis Winston. So that's interesting. That was an interesting pick. That floored me.
Wow.
Wow.
Trying to think if there's any other QBs around that Pittsburgh might want, but I think they're going to target next year.
I think so too. I think their plan now is if Jalen Milroe's there in round 3 or 4, they'll take him. But I think they're looking ahead to next year, which by not taking Sanders or Dart or Milroe in the first round tells me that Pittsburgh probably has a handshake with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, okay.
They just seem way too confident about the quarterback situation when they have no quarterback.
That is true. Maybe they all agreed to keep it under wraps until after the.
Well, he's a douchebag. And, apparently they gave him an offer well over a month ago. And people on the inside say he's reluctant to sign it because he's not sure about the situation there, which means they're not a Super Bowl contending team.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants the Jets all over again. And it won't be the Jets all over again, but he's not going to go to a championship game either. I think he wants to go to the Vikings because they're ready to win.
They're close.
And
pick is in.
He might be biding his time. Like, let's say they go into mini camps are opening soon, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say hypothetically the Vikings go into mini camp and McCarthy doesn't look that great.
Yeah, after that injury.
And Darnold's gone. So Sam's in Seattle now. So okay, the Lions took a defensive tackle.
Okay.
Williams.
Figured offensive line or defensive line. Okay.
So I'm thinking Aaron kind of might be hedging his bets and hoping that the Vikings get squeamish about because the Vikings are ready to win and they're going with basically a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Second-year guy with no playing.
Maybe he is thinking that way. Jeez. Wow, the Rams.
That's great.
Came out of the first. Jeez.
Yeah. So Washington.
A trade, and that was a trade. Wait, oh no, that wasn't. I was going to say a trade within the division, but it's not. They're not in the same division anymore.
Who's that?
The Rams and the Falcons.
Oh, right.
I was going to say, oh no, that's not in the division.
Yeah, we were so busy reacting to the Giants, we didn't even see that trade.
That's I know that happened so fast.
That did.
2 trades in a row.
And on top of that, they took Dart.
Yeah, that was like whoa. I mean, I could see that's a sensible move by the Rams. They don't have like huge needs anywhere, and you want to gather as many picks as you want, just to keep going for the future.
Yeah, because the Rams at the skilled positions are all set, and Stafford's aging, of course, but he's still basically in his prime.
They could still get somebody. Do they have they must have a second round pick somewhere. The Rams.
Let's take a look. The Rams. Well, they just traded.
Jeez, wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if they wound up getting Sanders in the second?
They got the second round at number 46.
Oh, okay.
And a
Cleveland goes.
seventh round. So they might have two. Let me see, 2 second rounders now.
Yeah, they do, but Cleveland's got 2 before them.
Are you looking at that?
No, I thought I saw before that Cleveland has the first and the fourth of the second round, maybe.
There we go.
So,
Wow.
I mean, if they don't get him in one of those 2, that's on them. It's like, come on.
Bears have two.
Oh, the Bears have a couple of them. Jeez.
Yeah. There's Rams 14th. That's the 40th. That's the one they just got from the Falcons.
I honestly don't think he'll fall that far.
No. That's it. That's their. That's so they traded to get into the second round. They traded down to get.
Oh.
But don't forget the Rams. Like back when they made that Super Bowl run, the Rams gave away like all their draft picks for like 3 years. Like, they had nothing.
I know.
So, wow. I am still floored that the Giants did what they did.
I know.
I mean, it's going to be insufferable listening to sports talk tomorrow. All they're going to talk about is Shedeur Sanders falling into day 2.
I honestly don't see him going now unless
Pittsburgh trades
in. Or someone else. I don't know who would do it, but
if the Steelers trade back in, they better do it soon because right here you've got the 2 teams that would.
Yeah, that's it. No. I don't think the Eagles. I don't know. Maybe the Eagles would want Pickens. I don't know.
No. Why would they? With those receivers? They just won the Super Bowl. What would they bring a head case like him in for?
Yeah.
The Chiefs might. I think the Chiefs would because
the Chiefs got that thing where it's like, oh, we don't care how we can handle whatever.
Not only that, D-Hop is gone, right?
Yeah.
Did they lose another one? Did they lose like?
I forgot all their names.
They might have lost another receiver. I'm gonna look up their roster real quick.
Can't believe it. Dart.
He's in for Washington.
I was just kidding with the Dart thing, and it's like, what the heck?
I know. See,
but I heard some people say he might come into the first. I don't know why.
People started talking about him, late February, I'd say mid to late February, started hearing his name more and more and more as a possibility. But I mean, there's no way I would have thought he would have gone ahead of Shedeur Sanders today. Much less, a team like the Giants trading up to get him. Like, God, that was surprising.
I wonder how the New York media is going to react.
Right?
They're crazy.
All right, so the Chiefs still have Hollywood Brown. I thought he was a free agent. Did they re-sign him? He's on the roster still. Sky Moore.
I think he's still. Yeah, Hollywood Brown's still there.
Rashee Rice. Now, Rashee Rice has his own problems with the law.
Oh, yeah.
Juju's also a free agent. Xavier Worthy,
of course. That was their pick.
Yeah.
I mean, they're okay. Yeah. The Bills, though, they need some.
The Bills, yeah. Those are they. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. Bills are on. I know.
We'll see right now.
Yeah, no, I think Sanders is toast. He's going to round 2.
Wow.
And he's going to be a Cleveland Brown on top of it.
I think he is. If he goes to round 2, I don't see how he's going to. Because Tennessee has one of those picks. They're not going to pick. And I think somebody else who's down there.
In round 2?
Browns. It's Browns, Tennessee, and then there's another team. Houston, they're not going to pick. Yeah, if the Browns got to pick him in one of those 2, and
if not, the Vegas Raiders will take him.
Oh, and they got that too. Yeah,
but there's no way. Cleveland didn't need a quarterback.
They'd be stupid.
Going into the season with Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett.
Plus, they're getting him in the second round, which is like the salary is there's a drop in the salary automatically
already. Like once you're out of the top 10.
Yeah, so
top 10,
So they're, because they're obviously they're cash strapped, but
so Washington took an offensive tackle. That's smart.
Yep.
Is he a left tackle? Probably a left tackle to protect the blind side.
All right, that makes sense. I guess there isn't going to be a trade, huh?
No, maybe not.
Wow, you're right. Yeah, now that's all they're going to talk about till tomorrow night.
It's going to start.
Tomorrow night? 7 o'clock, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
For 2 rounds, second
Yep.
and third round.
Second and third, and then the weekends. The weekends where like the picks come in.
I think Saturday is the rest of it, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a long day.
4, 5, 6, 7.
4, 5, 6, 7, and the picks come in like every 30 seconds. It
Right.
goes so
I mean, you
fast.
got to be ready by then.
Yeah. Yeah. All the down the liners get picked. Man. Wow.
Cow.
Jackson Dart. Holy crap.
There was going to be nothing big to talk about, but now you got Sanders going to the second round and Dart taken by the Giants.
Who traded up to get him?
Who traded, on top of the whole Jacksonville getting probably the best player in the draft.
Yeah, Jackson. What a waste. Gonna rot in Jacksonville. Could you believe that?
I don't know, because if what's his name supposed to can be healthy, I think he can still be all right. But yeah, you're right. That organization isn't going to go anywhere anytime soon.
And Liam Cohen's, if Liam Cohen can recreate what he did in Tampa with only one season, would maybe. But if he goes there and he can help Trevor Lawrence, bring back an offense, a dynamic offense. But they have Brian Thompson Jr. is awesome. Yep.
I still think Trevor Lawrence is good, but
I do too.
Just the injuries pile up.
Well, they have a lot of. Jacksonville's got a lot of problems,
and they got to be smart about handling him.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Can't
just be stupid about it.
Just
throw him out there every single play.
If they let him play as many snaps as he did in college, they're going to burn him. Yeah.
And he'll do it because he wants to, but so he's got to be managed.
How many times have you heard it that the speed of the game and from college to the NFL is so dramatically different? He'll have a lot of miles on him in 4 years. I think they're just going to use him in critical situations. Maybe a nickel back. I don't think they're going to use him as a full-time corner. He's going to be a full-time wide receiver. That's my guess.
Okay.
Who knows though? I mean,
I'm going to guess it's going to be, they're going to have to pick one or the other to be the full-time, obviously, and just spot.
I mean, it's crazy that he's so talented. He won the offense, best wide receiver and the top defensive. Like, that's insane. He's that good. And they say his football IQ, his acumen is off the charts.
Wow.
So he's not just athletically talented. He's really smart.
I mean, me personally I would try to get him full-time as a shutdown corner and then put him in
use him more like a Cordell Stewart.
Every third down or whatever, or second or third.
Yeah, right. When you do trips or
But that's not. I don't know what Jacksonville's going to do. We'll see. Oh, pick is in. Okay, can't be a trade there.
Chiefs are on the clock.
Maybe the Chiefs will do it.
Bills are probably going defense here.
Yeah, what did they? I'm trying to think what they would.
They could use a pass rusher. I mean, Von Miller's
or a cornerback
or a corner.
Their secondary is a mess.
Yeah, they got to go defense here. They don't need help on the offense. Their offense. They got James Cook last year was unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, their receivers. They could use another wide receiver, but you can get a wide receiver tomorrow.
That's true. Yeah, I think I know the Cowboys wanted that wide receiver that went really early to who the heck got him?
Oh, talking about McMillan to Panthers. Yeah.
And which is why they switched over. But I think they're still going to go for wide receiver later on.
That was the easiest call of the day for me right early on.
Yeah.
The Panthers, because that's they needed severe help there last year.
Yeah.
And Thielen still, he still had some great games, but he's old.
And now that Bryce has refound his skills.
Hopefully, I'm hoping, knock on wood.
Me too. I am too.
I was just down in the Raleigh area earlier this week for a couple of days on a job, and we were talking football, and the Panthers fans are kind of like, oh, they hope that, he got hot, but then the season ended.
Right. So you don't know.
For 9 months.
He's going to start all over, yeah.
Yeah, is he going to relapse when he comes back?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So hopefully, I hope not, because I like him. But between him and my guy there in Washington, they got to put some meat on those kids' bones.
Yeah,
they're skinny. They are fragile. Wow. So it's just a formality now that Shedeur Sanders is coming back tomorrow.
That's I still don't. Wow.
That explains, Bruce made a comment that he wasn't there in person.
Oh, I didn't even look to see him.
Like Bruce thought it was more like he didn't want to go. He wanted to stay home. And like Bruce hates it when they do that because they should be there.
Yeah.
But he might know. He might have known.
Might have known.
Nobody gave him a call for day one.
So yeah, what would be the point of just sitting there,
right?
Looking embarrassed,
getting humiliated on national TV.
Right? That's a good observation.
How many times have we seen that already?
Yeah, cornerback. There we go.
Out of Kentucky.
That's good.
Maxwell Hairston. I mean, this has got to be the Bills' year, right?
You can only hope, or not hope, but
I just want them to win the Super Bowl and go away. Like, get your Super Bowl and go ahead.
All right. I mean, yeah. Are there any offensive linemen left? Because that's all that the Chiefs are going to want.
Yeah,
and for that matter, the Eagles too.
Yeah. Oh, they swapped.
Oh my gosh! What the heck?
They just traded with each other.
The Eagles must really want an offensive lineman.
Eagles trade number 32 and 164 to the Chiefs, and Chiefs trade 31 to Eagles. That's interesting.
What the heck?
So you gave the team that just beat you and embarrassed you in the Super Bowl the jump on a player.
The jump on the offense. The Chiefs must like two guys equally and say, hey, let's get an extra pick out of this.
They must.
They must have two targets that
they're trying to load up at a certain positions. You know what I mean? Wow.
It's got to be the offensive line that they got to try to load up on. I mean, I don't know what else is.
Got to be. Their defense is great. Their offense is great. Yeah, their only flaws was the offensive line.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
I saw that before. Well, there was a trade, just not what we expected.
I know. Wait for
the
Chiefs.
Wait, unless the Chiefs were doing that to make the other trade for Pittsburgh to come in.
They still could.
And get Pickens.
They still could. That
maybe
Eagles.
Maybe they're still negotiating with Pittsburgh and well, let's buy some time. You never know.
No, you never know. Look how fast these trades are coming all of a sudden.
It would be so funny if that happened.
It would be more like
Pittsburgh comes in
that it's like keep away from Cleveland is what they're
Cleveland was going to be like so freaking. That's going to be fun. It'll be so funny if that's what happens. Wow.
The Browns are going to get Shedeur Sanders tomorrow night. That's crazy.
I mean, I don't see any way around it. They got two picks with two other teams that don't want quarterbacks. I don't see any way
right. Unless the Chiefs do the ultimate dick move and say, we're drafting Shedeur Sanders, and then trade him.
if you're looking that far ahead for a backup or for your next quarterback, I mean,
who is the backup? Because Carson Wentz is gone. Who's the backup?
Oh, I don't know. Then that's right. Carson Wentz went.
Let me see. I have their roster.
Time to look up.
See, Carson Wentz. What a bust.
See, Doug's son should be here. Could tell us.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's true, Derek. We need your encyclopedic knowledge of all these players.
Gardner Minshew. Okay.
Oh, they have Minshew now, yeah, and Chris Oladokin.
All right.
And Bailey Zappi.
I mean, Minshew is a serviceable.
Yeah, he is. He's better than Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
So
I know Carson Wentz started one game, and it was the one they got shellacked by like 50 points.
Yeah.
Wow.
This has got to be a guard or a tackle that they really wanted to jump up.
It's got to be.
To jump one spot. That means both teams wanted the same guy.
Right. But I mean, why Kansas City, who's obviously in more of a desperate, why would you give that? They must think that they have two interchangeable people.
They must. They must.
Why would they? Why would they give that up if they have the
It's
jump?
weird, isn't it?
This one to me didn't make any sense, but maybe
Especially so late in the, it's the end of the first night, and it's like,
yeah.
does the
I'll
one
have to,
spot really matter? I guess it
let's
does.
see what people talk about this trade. Try to come up with a reasonable explanation.
I think the shot heard around the world tonight was the Giants doing what they did. It was unbelievable.
I mean, it was gonna be Jacksonville moving up to get the best player in the draft, but then the Giants stole that thunder.
Right. Well, when the Giants didn't take a quarterback.
Well, that's first. First, they didn't take a quarterback.
Right. Back
up, which was the right call because that edge rusher is really good.
And I was Abdul Carter. You absolutely had to go.
I mean, I hate that they're getting him, but
so do I.
It was the right call.
And it's good on them for restraining themselves, knowing they needed a quarterback too, to take an edge rusher when they needed the quarterback more. But you take the best player available. Abdul Carter was by far the best player available at that point. But I was shocked that Giants did that. But to come back in and do what they did. Wow. Jackson Dart. Wow.
Jeez, I really thought they were going to get.
That is stunning to me. Stunning.
Oh, pick is in. Could Dable really be that devious where he's like, I don't want Sanders because then I'll be on the chopping block with Dion coming. Could he be really that thinking?
I do believe. I mean, I think there's more to that than people want to let on. I really think that when that kid comes in, the specter of him is right behind you.
Maybe.
Which is kind of why I wanted the Steelers to grab him, because then it could be how we get rid of Mike Tomlin.
Okay. Yeah.
It's Tomlin stubs his toe. All right, you're out. Sanders is in. And I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind. I'd actually like to have Dion as the head coach.
Well, they'll have to trade with Kansas City for that.
Right.
I don't know.
Jeez. Yeah, no new updates.
I don't see anything new.
Nothing new from Shefty. So, oh my gosh. Wow.
All of a sudden, it got all interesting. Like at, 11:30 here?
I know. Right after Bruce hung up.
Wow.
Like right after he left. Well, he left when Minnesota picked. And then you had the two trades.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then these two trades.
He's gonna be like railing on me. It's like, oh, sure, you come in at the last minute and
all the excitement happens. Nothing will top the draft. Like, what was it, 3 years ago, Edson? The one where AJ Brown got traded.
Oh my gosh!
And the Jets. Remember the Jets A+ draft that year? Remember the Jets finally had a good draft. Yeah, it was. That draft was fun. There were trades all over the place.
There were that was a lot of movement in that one.
Boy, there were like 8 or 9 trades, I think.
I look forward to that, but geez.
Me too. That to me. I don't know if I've mentioned this yet tonight, but I was just here for the trades.
Well, let's see. One happened before you could even get on here, which brings me to my biggest surprise of the night, which is how efficient the NFL's being tonight. They started right away. It was like 10 after, and they're like, on the clock. And I'm like, what the heck?
Me too. And I was like, oh, we purposely waited till 8:30 because we figured there'd be all this crap.
I thought it was going to be 8:45 by the time the first pick was going to come.
I thought they'd put the Titans on the clock by 8:15, 8:20. Right. I thought there might be one pick by the time we went on, not 3.
But they got really holy.
Like I started this stream, and I think Abdul Carter had just been picked. So
yeah, I know.
And
I was shocked.
Yeah.
They weren't milking it more.
Yeah, this is like the longest stream I've done in a long time. Over 3 hours now.
Yeah, it's over 3 hours that you've been on here. Holy cow.
I had to take the potty break, though.
I know. I mean, I was listening to the whole thing. I just couldn't make it down here.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I know. It's hard.
I was trying to participate in some way.
No, it was actually great. Even if you couldn't log in, as long as you kept feeding me lines to play off of. Because, when you're covering, you're waiting for these picks.
I know.
And it's hard to just vamp when there's nobody
one
to
person.
Vamp.
I know. So, linebacker.
Jihad Campbell. They traded for.
All right.
That's it. But
so Kansas City gets what they want anyways. That makes it even more confusing. Why would Philadelphia give up a pick knowing Kansas City's going to want? Why would you think Kansas City would get this guy?
It reminds me, you know what it reminds me of? When the Bills did the same thing and they got Worthy. Remember, like the Bills
that's right. That's
Bills
right.
like gave him Xavier Worthy by doing the same stupid thing, like swapping one spot. It was like, why did you do that, Buffalo? You just like, and then he roasts them in the playoffs.
Yeah,
like,
and he roasts them.
Yeah, like you idiots, you're responsible for putting that guy on that roster. You dopes.
Yep, they could have gotten him.
They could have gotten him, right?
Yeah, I don't know that much about this line. Okay, they must really want to.
They must have just know something.
I mean, they lost some guys on the defense. Let's be fair.
They did. They lost a lot of their defense.
So,
yeah.
So Kansas City is going to have to be
and the Chiefs pick Shedeur Sanders.
Well, either a trade or an offensive guy, lineman.
So Shedeur Sanders is going to go 33rd overall. He's going to be the first pick tomorrow night.
I think so.
Or, well, let's just project ahead real quick.
Or 36.
I was going to say, no, he might. Because there's no pressure.
Yeah, there is no pressure.
The Browns could wait till 36. They
could get some other guy they're really hoping to get.
You really like.
Keeping away from Tennessee.
Correct. Because Houston and Tennessee don't need a quarterback, so now it falls to, yeah.
Unless Tennessee really does something wacky, was what I said, and get the top two quarterbacks.
Or Houston or Tennessee trades out of those spots with someone who wants to
go. Good point.
If the Browns don't take Sanders first, right?
That's right. Someone
can trade up ahead of them and take him.
They're going to take him. I think they will. I think he's going to be 33rd.
Unless Vegas could use him. Vegas could jump up and get him. Vegas could trade for 2 spots up.
I mean, someone could entice the Browns to trade with him, I guess. If they
No. I'm saying like the Raiders could trade with the Texans or Tennessee.
Right, I know, and I'm saying the Browns still have control of the situation because they still have the next
first pick. So what I'm saying is if the Cleveland uses their first pick on somebody else.
Okay, if they don't. Okay, yep.
If they don't take Sanders,
the Raiders could go in there. Yeah.
And if I'm the Raiders, I immediately call Houston and Tennessee and said, "What do you need?
Yeah,
I got to get him." Because I mean, they have Geno Smith, but Geno's 36 years old, and he's there for a year or two.
Or Pittsburgh could do it.
Or the Steelers could do it. Steelers have no second round pick; they might trade back into the second round.
Jeez.
But yeah, and actually, Tennessee might want George Pickens.
Right.
Cam Ward can throw to him, right?
That's right. Oh, wow.
Steelers could trade with Tennessee, jump Cleveland. It's interesting. We'll see what happens.
That's freaking crazy.
It's freaking crazy. So who did the Chiefs?
I'll be shocked if if not an offensive lineman. Stupid if it wasn't.
Yeah.
What the heck did the Eagles want to trade just to get the linebacker?
Isn't that weird?
They must have
known the Chiefs wanted that guy.
They must have.
So the Chiefs are going linebacker here too. Then I'm assuming, right? They must be.
Unless the Chiefs kind of,
baited him into it.
Poke around, yeah. Just like,
wow.
What the heck could the Eagles have gotten word of that convinced them that the Chiefs want? I don't know.
I am just stunned going back over these first 5 picks that Shedeur Sanders did not go number 3 to the Giants or number 5 to Cleveland. I'm stunned. That set the tone for the whole thing.
Once that happened,
he was kind of screwed, right? Then we all said,
no. Once that happened, I'm like, oh, it's definitely going to be Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Right, exactly. Everybody had him on Pittsburgh's bingo card, and then Pittsburgh goes and does the right thing. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, Bruce is happy. Matthew Golden was a good pick for Green Bay. That was a good pick. There's a lot of good picks in here. It was, come on, Chiefs. They're holding up the whole night.
Pick is in. It's like, what could you be like, trying to promote now? Come on, just get the pick in.
They drafted Taylor Swift.
Wow, it's almost.
You know what they might go? Tight end.
That's true.
Kelsey's old.
There is a good tight end out there.
Yeah.
Still.
But the other
But
guy,
two of them already went.
who's that backup tight end though? He's pretty damn good. Noah Gray. Yeah, Noah Gray. He's a solid tight end too.
Yeah.
But in this day and age, you want two of them, right?
Yeah, you definitely do.
They do that ever since Belichick did that with Gronk and the murderer guy there, Hernandez. All right, they took Josh Simmons, offensive tackle.
Yeah, that
was obvious, right?
I know. What was the trade thing?
What was the need for the trade? There's no sense of urgency. The Browns are not taking either of these two guys in the second round, are they? Weird. That was a weird trade. And the Eagles gave up three picks, right?
Did they, or was it just
two? They gave up two.
Yeah.
So they traded down one spot and gave him an extra pick.
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal, but I have no idea what. I would love someone to explain that to me. What the point of that was.
Oh man! I don't.
Okay.
Sound bites that are come from Deion Sanders tonight should be interesting. He's probably livid. He's got to be livid.
What if he's like going to go on somebody on Stephen A. or something like that?
All the talk for months was that there were only two good quarterbacks in this draft: Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders.
Apparently, there's only one.
Shedeur Sanders drops to day 2. That's the story of the draft so far.
But Cleveland can come out a big winner.
Cleveland could reform their team in 2 rounds here. I mean, they've done a good job so far.
The thing is, I still think they should have taken Hunter and then get Shedeur, and they would still have a shot at Shedeur because they still have that 1 second round pick. Why couldn't have they just done that? Why did they give up that?
Why they traded down and gave Jacksonville Hunter?
Like, why give him up? I don't know.
And then Mason Graham is who the Steelers wanted.
Yeah.
So the Browns addressed one of their needs, but at the same time they did, they stuck it to Pittsburgh.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Maybe they'll do.
The Steelers wanted that guy.
Oh.
But that's all right.
They knew they'd get him at 5, so.
Yeah. But Harmon was also on the wish list.
Yeah, I thought Harmon was definitely going to go earlier to Cincinnati, so.
Yep, they went edge instead. They might have done that for 2 reasons. One, they might want to bookend with Hendrickson. The other reason is that they can't sign Hendrickson.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They have a rollover plan.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
Got exciting. I'm looking through, the Patriots got what they needed. Raiders got what they needed. I mean, the Raiders, clearly this pick was because they realized they screwed up letting Josh Jacobs walk away.
Yep.
That was really dumb. So they got another one. They got a guy like that back. Jets did what they have to do. Panthers did what they have to do. Saints did what they every one of these picks were just logical. It was just like, yep, we were saying what's their biggest hole, and that's what they addressed. So it was just kind of ho-hum until.
Wow, the Colts wound up with Tyler Warren. I was wondering where he would go. He's he reminds me of the guy the Raiders took last year. Oh
yes,
forgot. I just hope they have somebody to throw to him.
The Colts, I know. There was another one. I thought the Colts actually, when it got to their pick, I'm like, they could use a quarterback. I don't think that.
I know.
Anthony Richardson. How much longer are you going to let that?
I think they're going to try again this year, and if it doesn't work, then there's a big quarterback class next year.
Yeah, next year's the quarterback class.
There's a lot of teams that are probably thinking, okay, well, if we fail this year, we'll get it.
Which tells me that's exactly what the Steelers feel.
Pittsburgh's thinking that way, probably.
Steelers are like, we can win 9 or 10 games with Rudolph. We can win 9 or 10 games with Aaron Rodgers. Whatever. We're going to win 9 or 10 games come hell or high water. That's all they're going to be this year, the Steelers. So they can wait till next year for quarterback.
Yeah.
It's a deeper draft. I think the Steelers are also a little gun shy because they reached for Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
They put a first-round grade on him, and look what happened.
Yeah.
And this year's draft is weak, and I don't think they wanted to put a first-round grade on any of these guys. Maybe Cam Ward, but they knew they weren't getting him. So
Yeah, they knew they weren't getting him.
right. Brock Bowers is the tight end you're thinking of.
Brock Bowers, yeah. That's what this guy reminds me.
Yeah, this guy's going to be vicious.
I thought the Jets might have, but I know Glenn. Glenn wants to replicate what they have in Detroit, and that means offensive line or defensive line. So
and speed. Yeah.
he wants that running game that get with Gibbs and forgot Montgomery and
Yep. He's got one of them. Brees Hall's awesome.
Yeah. So he wants to. He likes what he saw in Detroit, so he wants to do the same thing. I don't know if he can accomplish that in New York, but that's what he's shooting for.
But what I do like is he didn't go for skilled position right off the bat.
Yep.
He's got to build the offensive line.
Knows how to build that up. Yep.
He knows that. And don't forget, he's got a quarterback. He's got a different kind of quarterback now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Jared Goff, who's a old
I know.
pocket passer. He's got a second running back now in Justin Fields.
That's true.
So, yeah, the Jets are going to be interesting to watch. I think they'll win 7-8 games this year, maybe.
And they also could go for a quarterback next year.
Yeah.
It's another team.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you got a year. Fields is not awful, and maybe he blossoms all of a sudden like Geno did.
Yeah.
And if not, next year, next year we're going to probably see 5 or 6 quarterbacks go in the first.
The Saints too. Jeez, they passed
on him too.
Holy
that one's
God.
on me. Derek Carr's hurt; he might miss the whole season.
So they're pretty much saying we're kind of giving up on this season before we even start.
Well, the Saints are if not the oldest, one of the oldest rosters.
They need a lot. Yeah.
They're a mess. Like you just got to rebuild the whole
thing. They got to start somewhere. So
yeah, and why put a quarterback out there and feed him to the wolves?
Yeah.
But I did expect him maybe to go to the Saints.
Looks like it's Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler, yeah.
We'll be saying his name.
And Bruce was going crazy because he was like, "This is perfect. He's keep the same colors he wore in college." Yeah. Wow, I'm still. I cannot believe Shedeur Sanders was
the Giants thing. I know that got me.
It was a formality, right? It's gonna say Shedeur Sanders.
First, it was a formality when Pittsburgh was up. Then it was like, okay, they did the good thing, but obviously the Giants are trading in, so that makes sense.
Unbelievable. Yep. There's always a story at these.
The thing is, what was there anybody else there after the? If you traded in, you're trading in for Dart. Was there anybody else that was going to get Dart after that? What is the point of that? Maybe they thought the Rams might like him?
No, that's a good question, Edson. So we look at Jackson Dart at 25, which they traded up to get, right?
Yeah.
What team here
was going to get Dart?
Was going to take a quarterback? None. Why did they do that? They probably could have got off cheaper. You definitely had to trade back in, but you could have gotten away cheaper, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Jeez, I really thought
you got to find a dance partner too. Maybe
that's that's true. Maybe they didn't want to take a chance. Wow.
Yeah, because where is it? Here it is. Rams. No, that's Rams and Falcons. Here it is.
Giants get pick number 25.
Houston stockpiling a lot of picks.
Wow. And the 2026 third round pick. That's good. Wow. That's
so they got 3 picks in exchange for that. Wow. I think the Texans are going to just start loading up an offensive line because that's their biggest problem.
Yeah, that was it last year. He was running for his life all year long.
Terrible. And that their offense was so spastic. It was like so inconsistent that there was many times where their defense was on the field. You know, they were 3 and out constantly, especially in the first half of games.
Yep.
Yeah. Because they're a good team.
I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be good again.
Houston?
Yeah.
I expect them to come right back and be what they were the year before.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, just plug a few of those linemen. Why they let Laramie Tunsil walk out of town is beyond me.
Yeah, that was
stupid. It's like we have the worst offensive line in football, but that guy's good. Let's get rid of him.
Yeah, there must be something about Tunsil because the Dolphins are the ones who drafted him, and they gave him up.
He does bounce, yeah.
And they gave and Houston gave up a lot of draft choices for that.
Yep. Yeah, but that's when Bill O'Brien was making all those idiotic trades.
No, yeah, I know. But then they gave him up, so there must be something.
Yeah.
Going on.
Well, that and his salary cap hit.
Yeah.
It could have been a cap casualty. Oh, come on.
Oh boy.
Jeez, man.
Bottom of the 8th.
Top of the 9th.
Oh, top of the 9th.
They're going to lose. How many
outs? Scored in the bottom of the 8th.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So much for the sweep. Well, they won the first 2 games. It's all you can. I mean, the Pirates are pathetic. I heard the other day that they have to go like 83-58 the rest of the way to make the playoffs. That ain't happening. Season's over. I told you it was over. They were eliminated day one. I told you. You didn't want. You guys laughed, but I'm like, they're eliminated. It's over.
Oh, I can't. I can't wait till
the Pirates played a game and were eliminated.
Yeah, I'm gonna sometime tomorrow. I'm gonna tune into Francesca's thing. I want to hear what he has to say about Dart.
I want to hear Mad
Giants.
Dog. What the hell are you doing?
Oh yeah, that him too. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Why would you do?
Are you kidding me?
What is the point?
I gotta stay up till midnight. Jesus Christ! He's awesome.
Oh,
his rants are epic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So did you take the White Sox or the Rockies to be the worst team? Remember we had that little.
That's right.
Bruce took the White Sox. I know that.
And you took the Rockies. I took
the Rockies.
I remember taking the White Sox. I remember.
You took the White Sox too.
Yeah.
I
remember both him and me took the White Sox, and you're like, I'm gonna go with the Rockies.
I think I'm gonna win. Look at the Rockies. They're awful.
I know.
And again, look at this. They get swept today by Kansas City. They're 4-20. They hired Clint Hurdle last week to come in as like a special assistant manager to try to turn this around.
Jeez.
There is no turning this around, man. And they have, like I said, 70. They brought up 70 prospects in the last 9 years. You're doing something wrong, man. You bring up 70 guys from your minor leagues and you still suck. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
A lot of those you're probably doing it too early and they're going to.
Yeah. But my favorite thing right now is watching San Diego playing like 700.
That's so funny.
That's awesome.
To see the Dodgers in third place, that's so funny.
Great. and this, I mean, the Rockies are playing 167 baseball. That's like they win 1.5 games every 10. So,
and I see Atlanta's making. I know they're still a lot, but they're making a nice little comeback.
They really are.
What they're 11? They're 11 and they already won 11 now after going 0-8.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll get up. They'll rise up in the standings.
Yes, that means they've gone 10, 11, and 6.
Yeah,
10 and 6, 11 and 6.
They'll keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. But look at the White Sox have a 2-game lead over the Rockies. It's over, man. It's over.
2-game lead over.
2-game lead. That's insurmountable.
For the seller. For the Rockies, it probably is insurmountable. Unfortunately.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah. All right. I guess it's Thursday, and I still have to get to work tomorrow.
No, it's Friday in about 3 minutes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Wow, that was fun. It was fun.
I'm glad I was able to get back in.
I wish the Melons joined us. I really wish.
Me too. It's like
I know.
Like, I don't get that. It's like, what? We're not experts. We're just having fun.
Doug said, I don't know enough about the players.
What? Neither do I.
Neither do we. That's
Half the time looking them up and everything. I'm like, oh, okay.
I've never, every year I watch the draft, I know about maybe 10, 11, 12
basically.
guys.
Yeah.
And then, but what I do know is what teams need.
Yeah, that's because we cover the
know
NFL.
the NFL enough that we know where the holes are in these teams.
Yep.
So
yeah, that's the one thing we know.
But Derek would know these guys, and that's why I really wanted him. But
yeah.
Oh well, we'll work on them. We'll get them. But if anybody else wants to be a guest on our sports shows on Saturdays, just DM us. We'll put you on.
Yep.
Can't be any worse than we are. So yes, smash the like button if so inclined. Please subscribe to the channel because, like, what is it? 92% of our viewers are not subscribers. Yeah. That's weird. That's so weird. Yeah, we'll see you on our next show. Really big show.
Yep. Where we'll bring up Shedeur Sanders again.
Well, we'll be talking about this one for a while, I'm sure. Ad nauseum.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with everything. I know it's been rough, but
yeah.
Thanks. I'm glad you hopped on at the end.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Just in time.
Which is fine. When you go like about 3.5 hours, it's fine to come and go, right?
Yep.
It's funny because I was about to go solo. There was
I know.
15 seconds left in the countdown, and all of a sudden Bruce popped in.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Yeah. So I was going to start the show by myself and wait. So that's fine. It's just hard to vamp. Like,
I know.
Like if I was doing news stories, I could do it. Like keep going. But when you're so and so's on the clock, and it's like,
and you're chewing up time in between. You got to come up with something. The guys on, the so-called expert, they have like 2 or 3 other people around them to talk to and stuff. There's nobody out there solo doing it. It's like,
no, it's hard. Yeah, but it worked. It was fun. I for the last few years, I wanted to kind of do it live during the draft. So I'm glad I did. It was fun. Let's do it again next year.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah. Maybe we should do it for the schedule release party. May 14th.
I know I'm looking for it. I remember I did a video. I did a video of.
You did.
Not the schedule release party, but when the schedule was all just to go over. And I went back there the other day and it was like 500 views. Like, how did that get so high? Like,
wow.
It was wound up having like a bunch, over 400 to 500 views. And I'm like, really?
I remember that.
It was just a schedule. I was just trying to like pick out interesting games or whatever.
Matchups, right? Yeah.
So maybe we should do that then.
Maybe, maybe.
Think about
the NFL. Anything NFL related is.
Yeah.
It's cachet.
Yeah, we should.
By the way, real quick before I let you go, what'd you think of that story Bruce told about that Falcons running back?
That's amazing. That was an amazing story. But as he's telling me, I was like, he's got to be telling me the plot of a movie, right? It's like that's not. It's like that's exactly what someone would dream up as like one of those feel good stories, or
Did it took him like 4 years to get the record? They gave him a trophy for.
And why did he have to go back in?
When I played the video that Vincent Price narrated, there was injuries to the backup running back, so he had to go back in, and he got thrown for a 5-yard loss because he fumbled the handoff.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So he had 1,000 yards. They gave him the big on the field celebration. He was the first Falcons running back to get 1,000 yards. They gave him a trophy, big celebration. He leaves the game, has to go back in, loses 5 yards, and ends the season with 990.
Why couldn't they just throw somebody else in?
And then the next year, he ends up with 997.
997, yeah.
Then the year after that, he missed the whole season. And then the year after that, he finally gets the 1,000.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is that's why I do appreciate Bruce, and he comes up with a lot of these like
He's got an encyclopedia.
Both of you have like these old like nostalgic stories that I don't really have, so he comes up with a lot of them. Yeah.
His are amazing. Like to pull something like that out, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't even paying attention to the fact that I played the video before the Falcons picked, and it was a Falcons.
It was yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Sports is amazing for those kind of things.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Guess we'll call it a night.
Guess we'll get some sleep.
Yeah. Along with Shador.
Yeah.
And dream of round 2.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Crazy.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Yes, I think no. Yes, the joyfulness is over. The joyfulness is over.
Thanks for watching GeekTime TV. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, make sure to check the little bell icon anytime someone from our network drops new content here. Want some GeekTime swag? Check out the merchandise available in the GeekTime TV store, linked in the channel description below. Share GeekTime TV with friends, and as always, thank you for your support. We'll see you soon.